economic production, then we're a long shot.
We are up.
So Walmart got hit today, man. They're down 2.5% because freaking Amazon, which I love anyhow, is going to start overnighting. Prime now includes overnight delivery, not 2 days. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to log in and order the cheapest fucking thing on Prime I can find, something under $1, and just order like 100 of them every day until I put Amazon out of business and my Walmart stock comes back.
I think you might go out of business first.
I might. That's true. That is incredible, though. Overnight shipping costs more than a lot of their Prime items, unless if in the back end they're jacking up the minimum for Prime or something.
Well, do remember, they don't make money on you and I as customers buying product. They just try not to lose money. They make money on cloud. They make money on market share.
A ton of money on cloud.
Right. So their business model is
advertising.
And advertising. Right. Their enterprise solutions are so big.
Although Microsoft's gaining share on them.
Well, they are, but Microsoft's been around for a while, and there's space.
Yeah, but Azure has it. Not compared to Amazon Web Services.
Sure.
I mean Azure. We have an Azure server, and I just switched back to Amazon because if you've ever used a dashboard in Azure, it is a funky monkey, man. It is not nice. Amazon lays it out beautifully. You can go build any kind of server you want, basically on the snap of the finger. Boy, you just brought up something in my head. I almost sued Microsoft. I did sue Microsoft, but we settled. They kept billing me on some weird Azure platform for about 4 months, and I had zero traffic to it because I already switched back to Amazon. Do you come from that background?
I'm more of a finance business strategy background.
Got it.
How much time we have?
Well, because you're not that important, you've got at least an hour.
Okay. You know him?
Who is this? Andrew Lee Young. And did he used to work for me?
You. He mentioned my name.
Service manager. What store did he work at?
He said the busiest store.
What the hell's that?
That's what I asked.
Castle Rock? How long ago did he work for me?
Well, when you were in the business, I would assume. He said Mark Major Aspen, right?
Yeah.
And he said he had worked for you. I don't know.
Do you have that story?
I had 50
No,
employees,
he just said
bro.
his name. Oh, I know, Mark, and you're older too, and you forgot everything. I just thought maybe you'd recall something for crying out loud.
Man, if you told me what store, I might even be able to dial in. I knew an Andrew. There was actually an Andrew I really liked.
He was a manager in Goodyear.
Service manager.
Yes.
Is he fat?
No, skinny dude. Maybe he was fat at some time.
No, this guy.
I used to be fat, now I'm skinny.
No, this guy was big though. This guy was like a big guy.
No.
Is he tall?
No, your height. Skinny, kind of tattooed. Got a couple of Celtic type tattoos, like they look like Celtic.
Do you have a photo of him?
I can look at my surveillance system. And,
Good neck
If you show me a photo of him, I'll give you a yes or no.
wow, that's amazing.
Mark enjoys neck tattoos.
Does he have it?
He
Damn
mentioned you by name, and I was just like,
How come only on these days do I literally never ready? Hold on, I don't even have headphones.
wow, can't take those.
I'm gonna have to.
You have to, man.
Welcome to the show, the only show of its kind. We're here to solve problems. We get directly involved, by the way. We also answer your questions. And guess what? Directly involved. What do I mean by directly involved? This is what I mean. If you've been ripped off or taken advantage of and we're on your side, in other words, you can prove some scumbag actually took something from you, guess what we'll do? We'll call them up, we'll track them down, we'll confront them, we'll do everything. We will fight our asses off to get you your money back. It's pretty simple like that. This show's been around a long time. My partner in life there. Well, my partner in life is my lovely wife behind the glass, Suzanne. But my partner in crime, as people say, would be Tom Martino. He started this thing over 38 years ago. Actually, almost 40 years ago. And to date, if you're new to the show, this number is extremely impressive. I want you to write it down. Now, if you're driving, don't write it down, but make a mental notch in your head. Ready? $200 million in cash, merchandise exchanges, and refunds directly due to this show. And that doesn't include some body parts, like a liver, or was it a kidney? Dan, did we get someone a liver or a kidney? Damn it, I forget which one. Which one, sir? A liver. Use the mic. What do you think? People
a liver,
at home can hear
Mark.
you?
Dan doesn't know.
My
It's a liver.
God, Dano.
Dan is trying.
That's Deputy Dan. That was Suzanne. And also in studio, it's Car Day. Let's not forget what Car Day is all about. It's about cars. I gave everybody a hint. You like how I did that, Al?
It really segued correctly.
Jeff Vick, how are you, sir?
I'm well, thank you.
Mike.
That is loud.
Okay, we're done with that mic.
Yeah.
You cannot use that mic.
I
This will
think-
be the 4th trouble ticket I've requested on that mic. If anybody downstairs in engineering or someone at iHeart's listening, can we please fix this mic? Please. I know I'm digging a hole right now, but someone call Tim Spence, please, and see if we can't fix this mic. We are now on 4 days. This should not be brain surgery. I don't understand. Did Grant not put tickets in on this?
He has a few times, Mark. I don't know what's going on.
How do we have a show? Okay, I'm going to try to digress and recoup here. We've got to have at least another mic we can plug in so Jeff can actually get on here.
I can speak in behalf.
You can speak for
I can
Jeff,
speak
Al.
in behalf. Here we go.
Ooh, Jeff, I think that was a put down of some sort.
It was a small shot.
A small shot. All right, listen, 303-713-8255 is the phone number. Angie, please, let's see if we can get someone to fix that on break. Thank you, ma'am. Angie's behind the glass today. Grant's on vacation. Also in studio, I'm gonna Tom with Advanced Transmission Center. Tom, how are you, man?
I'm doing fantastic today. How you guys doing?
We are doing good, man. Is this your first time in studio? I don't recognize you.
First time in studio.
I know we've talked.
We have talked a few times.
And you own Advanced Transmission Center.
Yes, sir.
And you guys are Lakewood and Arvada, 2 locations.
Yep, we have a Lakewood shop and a Wheat Ridge Arvada shop.
Very cool. And all you do is transmissions?
We do overall the
That's-
drivetrain. Yeah.
Do you rebuild them right there?
We have 3 builders within our 2 shops. Yes, sir.
Very cool. And then, of course, Jeff Vick, Kimmer Transmission, who I've used. Man, we've had 2 vehicles down there in the last few months.
Yeah, 3 altogether.
3 altogether. He's down by me. Jeff's south. It looks like, Tom, you're up north. And then Alaramas Pro Auto's got a couple locations. And we're going to talk about something you've got coming up tomorrow,
Yes,
which is
sir.
really cool.
It's amazing.
All right, Rob. Suzanne, you want me to go to Rob, correct?
So, yeah, he called last Friday about a problem with Pit Stop. The owner's on to talk about it as well.
Hey, Rob, real quick, let's talk Pit Stop again. Give me a follow-up, or actually not a follow-up, but tell me what happened.
Okay, I had an engine built at a shop.
Oh, I
and
remember
had, my
this. As soon as you said that, I remembered it. But for everybody out there, and Rob, tell me if I'm wrong, but I just want to recap quickly now that I remember it. So you brought it, and they were going to do a rebuild engine. They did the rebuild engine. They were putting it back in, or they were going to just install the rebuild engine. They were putting it back in. They couldn't get it running. So you ended up bringing it to a different shop, and the other shop got it running. And if I recall, watch how good my memory is, guys. They charged you around $1,350 to install the engine. The second shop ended up charging you an additional $750, and it had something to do with the timing cover, if I recall.
Yeah, you're right on.
Man.
Yeah, the second shop charged me about $750. They had to reassemble the timing assembly that was taken apart at Pit Stop.
All right, cool. Now,
put
hold.
it back together before I
So
picked it up.
basically, the problem was all the timing. Now, I know this. I'm going to put you on hold because we have the owner, Chris Pitts, on, owner of Pit Stop, and I love when businesses come on. It's absolutely wonderful. There's generally 2 sides to every story. Chris, I'm going to go to you in 1 second, but Deputy Dan, did you call that second shop and actually find out exactly what they did to get it running?
I didn't call the second shop, but I did have the ticket. We got the ticket, and then I said.
So on the ticket, it said basically the timing was off, or that was the whole problem.
They had to replace that in some parts, yeah.
Awesome. Hey, Chris, thanks for coming on, first of all, man. How are you doing today?
Well, thanks for having me on today. I'm doing great. Thanks.
Excellent. So what do you think? You kind of heard what was going on with Rob. What's your take on it?
Yeah. Well, you know, I was trying to get the thing installed. There was a lot of missing parts. Rob told me everything was there initially in the beginning, but there wasn't. There was missing a lot of stuff.
So I want to be real clear, though. He brought you basically just did the R&R on it. You took out the old one. No?
No. He brought it to me completely disassembled. The engine was built at another shop.
Got it.
So he brought the whole Jeep to me in a bucket of bolts.
Okay, so the engine wasn't in it.
Nope.
Okay, I understand. So if it did come down to the only issue was the timing, and that's what the other shop is saying, are you willing to give some kind of refund, or what are you thinking?
He wouldn't let me finish it. I was trying to address the timing, and the very next day he decided he wanted to tow it off.
Really?
So, yeah.
Well, Rob, that's a little different. I thought, what do you say about that, Rob?
Yeah, that's not the case. I picked it up on. Well, first off, I dropped it off on February 13th.
Okay.
And until April 8th, it was, I'm working on it. I'll get it going. So a month and a half, he had it, and couldn't get it going. And on that Friday before the 8th, he called me at about 2:30 in the afternoon and said, "Hey, your truck's been here for too long. I need some sort of money. I need some labor." He told me literally, I have bills that have to be paid. And so I said, okay, I'll pick it up on Monday. That's ridiculous that you're calling me. Why don't you get my truck running, basically? And then I picked it up on that Monday. So it was not the next day because I had it towed on Monday, and that was on Friday.
Guys,
so here's the next day. It was 3 days later.
Rob and Chris, here's what really matters to me. And try to both of you follow me and tell me if you agree. Rob, no matter what, Chris did work. He installed that engine. Maybe he didn't get it going, but the bottom line is he did have hours into it. So I'm curious, Chris, how many hours does either Mitchell's or AllData actually call for to install that engine?
The Mitchell that calls for, I think, was about 9 hours, 8 or 9 hours to put it in.
Okay.
To take the engine out and put it back in, given that you have all the bolts and necessary parts that originally were on it.
Well, I'd agree with that, but it was already out. You guys were just putting it back in, right?
Right, and we didn't have all the parts. We were missing a ton of stuff.
Did you charge him for the missing parts? I mean, Rob,
Yeah.
Did you end up buying some parts?
Yeah, he did. But, I mean, the reality of that is I had that engine pulled out of the Jeep, and it was running at the time. And I was there when the engine was pulled out. All the parts were put back into the Jeep. I don't know how he said that he wasn't able to find the parts. I physically saw.
Well, on the invoice, Deputy Dan, there was some parts that Chris sold him, right? I mean, there was some parts.
Yes, there were parts.
So, I mean, there must have been some parts missing, Rob. But let's just try to get to the bottom of it. Chris, are you willing to do anything on this? As far as any form of refund. I think you definitely did a lot of work on this, but if you charged him $1,300 to install it plus some missing parts, and then he had to spend an additional $750 to get it running, I think there is something there. Okay, let's ask Al Aramis with Pro Auto. What do you think, Al?
Wow. I certainly want to weigh in because I've been down this block.
Of course, go.
Back in the day, we used to call them bread baskets, okay? People would bring a box loaded with parts, and you're trying to assemble what you're trying to match up in brackets.
I get you.
That nature. It's a massive amount of work.
Yeah, you much rather have everything where you put it.
Right. Well, I wasn't shocked when he said he's had it there for a month and a half because this stuff takes a little time if that was the only car in the shop. The issue is the timing was off and it was an issue there. The guy couldn't get it going. Either the customer tapped out and said, I have no confidence, or I'm asking you for money, so I'm going somewhere else. I'm kind of reading between the lines here. Does he owe him something? Well, you have to hear what he put the motor in, got everything connected. Timing was off. He's done a bunch of work on this.
He's done a ton except set the timing.
Okay, and so there's a piece that would need to still be done.
How much do you think that would be out of it, Al? Let's jump to that. Or,
well,
Chris, do you know offhand how much to set the timing on that vehicle would be?
Well, for what I was going to do, it wouldn't have cost him an extra $750, but he was.
Oh, no.
Somewhere else.
Chris, I'm not saying you owe him $750 in my opinion whatsoever. Yeah. I am not going there. What I'm saying is I do believe you owe him something.
Right, but I heard in the piece that there were parts put in. Rob said when they did time, there was either probably worn parts. I don't think anything that was put in was possibly bad because you'd see that right off the get-go. I'm sure the Chris would have fixed that. So maybe you need a new tension, new guide. What's that piece? There's a missing link. We don't have the entire story. So I'm really curious as to what did that part list look like for $700? What was the labor charge? What was the defect?
Their invoice was pretty straightforward.
Was
What
it?
I'm more curious about, hold on a second. I'm going to put you both on hold because I'm up against a hard break. So, Chris, do me a favor. Just think during this break, if you're willing to do something, just throw a number out, man. I don't, $200. I don't know. I'm throwing stuff out. Meantime, if Jeff or one of you guys would look up what's setting the timing costs on this, maybe that's the answer to this. It is a, hold on, we'll get it off air. Let's take a quick break. We've got a lot coming up. Mark's got a problem with CarMax. Mary's got an 04 Cadillac. We have an extended warranty problem. Oh, my God, it's car day.
This report is sponsored by DEA Take Back.
There's no sense in putting a different mic here because the problem's here. It's not with the mic itself. So I don't know if you just want them to share this mic.
Actually, when I was sitting back from it, I don't think it was too bad.
And I think Grant had told them to turn it up, and it was turned all the way up.
It was horrible.
So it still sounds like shit, Mark, but I just wonder if I don't think a new mic will help.
Okay. How come no one's fixed it, though?
Your guess is as good as mine.
That's got to be frustrating.
I know they got the memo because the guy came in and said, I'll do it after the show or tonight.
Hey, Rob. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Hey, Rob, what was the year, make, model of that, dude? 96 Cherokee. What size engine? Straight 4? Hold on. 4.0. 4.0.
Mark, you got a live coming up.
Who is it?
Do you want different headphones?
You can have these. No, I didn't.
Do you want different headphones?
Who is it? Flex?
It was just setting timing is all you were doing?
He said it was at the time. Didn't he say he bought parts, put parts in it? There was stuff missing or bad? Didn't I hear that?
Yeah. Well, I'm assuming that he had the
Yeah. I don't know. We don't have the time. We don't have the whole story.
something like that.
It's absolute misery when people show up with.
Guys, when you hear the... Wait a minute.
Okay. Play Maren Morris. Okay.
When you hear that go off, I'll give you guys 10 up, but you got to be quiet. $30, Angie.
3.4 on our time machine.
Flexident of Colorado. If you still have hail damage on a car that's been there forever, and that hail's been there, and you put the check in your pocket, or something along those lines, if you have hail damage or maybe a little ding, call up Flexident. This guy will even rent you a car. He'll go out of his way to save you money and get your car back to perfect shape. There's no reason to go to a standard auto body shop if you can do paintless dent repair. And Flexident are the people that we use. In fact, Nick's done work for me on a couple cars. You ready for the phone number? Write it down. Call him now. He'll usually take care of the deductible and possibly the rental car. 303-582-5770. 303-582-5770.
Do you have the English in the second shot?
Now, because we're on network, I was 5 seconds over on that, so I'll let the music play a little longer or something.
Okay. Would you like a different set of headphones?
Well, Al needs some headphones.
Well, he's
These
got
are the good
those.
ones. You can have these ones.
Those are Tom's. These are mine. Do you want?
No,
they're
these
the
are,
same.
I'm fine with these.
Okay.
I felt special
Then
wearing those.
we got to get this up.
I'm
You
not
are
afraid
special.
now.
Eventually.
You got your own little boss, yeah?
Keep that up so you can.
I grew up in a military family, and that's why it's important to me to remind veterans that it's time to take advantage of the VA benefits that you deserve. This is Ross Kaminsky, and I thank you, and American Financing thanks you for your service, and want to see that you receive the greatest savings when it comes to owning a home on the land you once defended. When using your VA benefits, there's no down payment and
What'd you
no
find,
mortgage
Albert?
interest required, and you'll
I'm looking
receive
it up
some
right
of the
now.
lowest
I
rates
couldn't
in the
get the
industry.
time unit
If
on
you're
my
already
thing.
in a mortgage, it's no
Yeah,
problem.
okay.
You can refinance
Our
any
machine
existing mortgage
was
or VA loan while receiving
Yeah,
access to
3.4.
100% of your home's
So you
value.
figure if they had
That's
the full
greater than
distributor,
any other loan
distributor
program
went up
can offer. And
between 4 and 4.3 hours is probably what we're looking at.
That's $500, $400 or $500, right?
you don't have to wait to take
Plus,
advantage
is
of
that
such
parts, what
incredible
do you,
savings.
Whatever it's part for you.
who knows what that was?
Your financial goals,
10-0.
customize a loan
You
program.
almost need that
Was
invoice.
it missing parts, or were they damaged parts, or what was it?
That's what I'm kind of wondering, too.
The guy,
Was there missing parts at the second shop or was it the first shop?
We had to, that's fuzzy.
Because I told you.
So I got the second shop.
Businesses are able to
Here's
run
what they do.
their accounting and their payroll online using their smartphone, tablet,
Distributor.
or desktop computer at patriotsoftware.com.
These are the ones that got it run. Covering gas, so yeah, you got good point.
Install missing bolts.
What bolts?
And it only
You
was
can set up basic
bolts, compost clamps, fluid, so it looks like they had a hot start.
and your accountant are going to be happy because
And
Yeah,
it looked like they sold them in parts, so like this was just fluid small.
Yeah, because you take a little, get the.
has no long-term contracts and provides free US-based
Well,
support.
sometimes people will throw it all in labor just to avoid
Use promo code
throwing, listing each of them on parts and having.
Yeah, exactly. That's what
At some point, you can't put the line of bolts. So,
Does these are 10 minutes or is that just? Like,
No, they're charged. They got $100 for diag.
Here it is, I'll give you a.
I mean, I don't think that's unreasonable from that shop. That's fine. That's fine.
That's from the first shop.
That's the first shop.
The original
The
social
problem is
media.
you take those jobs on.
Honestly, I have
630 K-How.
That's not high.
No, I thought of that. That 13, he paid no money. Jumping here and changing over there that way. No, 1,300 is not allowed.
All right, 303-713-8255. When someone drops off, I promise, I will let you know. Let's get back. I want to finish this one up. I don't want to spend all day on this. Honestly, Rob brought his vehicle to Chris Pitts, owner of Pit Stop Automotive. I think they're in Colorado Springs, and he installed the engine. He did quite a bit of work. There's no doubt. I don't think anybody can argue that. He did not get the engine running, which originally I had a problem with, but now the water gets a little murky because it looks like Rob actually, it was there a while, but like Al said, he brought everything in boxes. But at the same time, you know, Rob wanted to take it away, but I do think Chris owes him something. So let me go to Chris real quick. Chris, what do you think is fair right here so we can just put an end to this? And I think you're being extremely reasonable, by the way.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. You know, just on a note here, I had lost the ignition keys, so he got a new set of keys. I didn't charge him for that.
Well, you lost it, though.
Yeah. And
Well, I
so
mean, that
didn't
was
charge
kind of
him for
weird
the
to
keys.
say, but okay.
I'm just throwing that in there. So
Okay.
he's got a new set of keys. I didn't charge him for that. And then the original install was $550. That's off of 10 hours. So it was $55 an hour. Pretty cheap.
That's real cheap.
So,
Is that your rate? Is that really your labor
No.
rate?
No, that was a package, and he got me off of Craigslist. And I said, yeah, I'll do that. I'll get the engine installed for $550.
Got it.
And then whatever extra we do.
But you ended up charging him $1,300. I know there were some parts, but let's circle back around. What are you willing to do?
So, you know, I have $127.50 in my diag time to figure out the chain alignment. I had to pull that cover back off to make sure that the timing chain was set properly because I was getting some odd things going on with it. So I'll give him back the $127.50 for that. That was my time that I spent on the car.
Okay.
Then, you know, I'll pay him for the tow that he spent to get it towed to the other place.
How much
That's
was
all
that?
I can do. I don't know. Probably $50, $60, something like that.
Hey, Rob, he's talking about $200, man. What do you think, sir? I know it's not what you want, but it's $200. It's 200 bones.
You know, I'd be happy with the $200. You know, like I said, I'd be happy with more, but
Well, who
yeah,
wouldn't
I mean,
be?
Yeah, and I mean, you know, for what it's worth, it's kind of like the fact that he brought up the keys. He brought that up with me too, and I almost had to get in an argument to him to why he wasn't.
Well, let's not beat a dead horse. The guy's agreeing to give you $200 back. Chris, can you give that to him today if he heads down, or you want to mail a check out? What do you want to do, man?
No, I can give it to him today. He
Cool.
can, you know, he show up here. You know, I mean, he was cordial a few times, but it's been challenging because he wants all of his money back.
Yeah. Well,
But,
okay,
yeah.
Rob, you got it though, man. This thing should be handled. We're going to put it behind us. Got it?
That'll work. Thanks, Mark.
You're welcome, guys. Chris, thanks for coming on. Suzanne, free up those two lines, please. 303-713-8255. I'm going to make a comment on this in a minute or two, but I wonder if anybody can guess where my comment's going to go. First of all, here's what I'm going to say. It's way too cheap. You don't quote $55 on labor, so the caller Going to Craigslist to find a good mechanic is unbelievable. What did he expect here? And I'm not saying Pitts is horrible by any means. The guy came through and he's going to give $200 back. But what I don't get is why you would have such a labor rate of $55 and then, you know, the consumer thinks everything's going to go right. I don't know how you operate a shop at a labor rate of $55.
I'm looking at his invoice and the service he gave plus all the hardware, brackets. There's no way he made money doing this job, and he's now giving away more of it.
And now, yeah, but it's his own fault in a way for advertising that lost leader.
Yeah,
he seemed like a reasonable guy.
I agree with that, and I think his name stays up because he's done a good job.
No, I think he came through. He's given the refund. I get a little aggravated at the caller, though. I like the caller, and he did have an issue. There's no doubt.
Sure.
But what do you expect? How much would that job would have cost with parts and everything at, let's say, a dealership or your shop or, you know, a straightforward deal?
Straight up for a motor and doing all that, you're walking out the door about $3,000 to $3,500.
Yeah, so the guy got a hell of a
How about
deal.
you guys? You weigh in on that?
Well, you know, anytime you're marketing, we're looking for somebody inside a service industry, and I don't care if it's automotive or if you're looking at, you know, builders or something like that.
Whoever, yeah.
If you are doing it based off of price, you are shopping incorrectly. It's not like going and buying a new Sony flat screen and going home and having fun with it, and you can see who has it on Amazon or Best Buy or whatever the case may be.
No, it's service as well.
Apples. You know, Al offers something different than I do, okay? You would offer something different than what I do, so you actually have to look at who you're actually contracting to do the work for you.
Hey, chime in.
Hey, this is Tom, and I tell our guys that at the end of the day, we want our customers to choose us, but we still have to choose them. And if they don't respect our history, our knowledge, our experience, and our rates, then no hard feelings, but they can go to the next shop because there is a cost of business in doing it in a high-quality way and hiring real good technicians.
And you can stand up and take care of it if there is an issue.
That's right. That's right. So standing behind your work is important, and there's a cost to that, and that's what, at least in our business, we make it a point not to undersell jobs just to beg and get customers.
No, but I would guess what Pitts was doing is they might have been a little slow, and they were doing basically a loss leader. Hey, Al, you've done loss leaders with oil changes. So the bottom line is I don't think the guy did anything wrong, with the exception, I think he sold it too cheap.
Oh, he certainly did.
And then he set the expectation too high for that consumer.
Absolutely.
And the consumer having an expectation that high for that price is kind of wild,
And
man.
so the thing started someplace, got disassembled, and now I'm trying to get rescued.
And let me tell you this, the other shop only spent, Dan, I don't remember, what, 2 hours tops?
Right, it was 3 hours.
3 hours to fix it. So this guy, this Pitts did 99% of the work.
He sure did.
And he didn't even make that much money on parts. So, you know what? I might use Pitts. I don't live down by him, but, you know, what can I say? All right, Mark, your problem is with CarMax. Mark? Okay, let's put Mark on hold and go to Joe. Joe, what's going on with you, man? Okay.
Did you say Joe, Tom?
Yes, but it's Mark, Joe. Joe, Mark, Mark,
sorry,
Joe.
Mark.
You're all right. What's going on, Joe?
I have a 2004 Chevy Avalanche that I had transmission problems.
Got it.
I had an extended warranty. I called the extended warranty people. They recommended taking it to the shop. They only had one exclusion, one chain of shops, which I didn't have a problem with it being excluded.
You mean the aftermarket warranty or the extended warranty only had one exclusion in it, which is what shop to use?
Well, no, that was the only exclusion they gave me at that time.
Okay, hold on. Al is at his paperwork?
Yes.
All right, Al's reading your paperwork. Let me take a break. We're going to come back. I'm going to show Angie what a professional I am and how I can stay on time. We'll be right back, and we'll dig into this. I like how he said one exception. I have never seen an extended warranty with one exception ever. I mean ever.
It doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist.
Protection plan.
Was that working okay?
It sounds like hell, but it's better than what it was.
Well, I'm just not sure what you It sounds like echoing.
Say it again.
So
Just give me a countdown like you
Taking more than drive across town in the tech center drive. Looks like speeds are improving. Earlier crash out on 2.5 had the right lane blocked.
It looks like traffic flow at the front end of that stretch is starting to move a little bit better. So
I usually have pretty good success with it. I very rarely get one that gets knocked out.
So Dan, maybe we scooch you mic over to Jeff.
Aloha!
Do you want me to just not, Jeff, I mean, Angie suggested that maybe, and then you hit the on,
We're just
or?
gonna share this point.
Okay.
Oh, you need to use this one?
No, it's all good. If they're gonna share over here, that's fine.
We're good.
Hey, Tom, you want
This
to come
one
look
just
at your
sounds
banner?
so
Make sure I
crappy.
got it
Sorry
right.
about that,
That's
Jeff.
okay. I mean,
So Mark, I'm just gonna
all my
stay
diarrhea is
downstairs.
almost
I've got
cleared
work
up.
to do because.
Well, if you got stuff to do, okay. But listen, I'm going to put you on something.
This is what you're.
No, that's
I've
fine.
got
I'm
one
happy.
coming up I might put
And
you on.
Angie just said slide stuff over.
Hold on, guys.
Exclusions apply. See store for details. U.S. only.
All right, listen, Centeno Schultz, these are the real stem cell guys. And I mean it. I love Dr. Centeno. He's been in quite a bit with us, and he's a great guy. If you have any kind of shoulder pain or a rotator cuff issue, knee pain, ACL tear, anything along these lines, I want you to call these guys and sign up for the May 6th deal they're having. They're having a seminar. It's in the Tech Center, and they always put on a nice seminar. I promise you that. They always put on a nice seminar. There's always food and stuff. But they usually grab someone from the audience, and they'll actually give an example. I think they might take x-rays. They might do the whole thing. It's pretty incredible. We're usually there, meaning Tom and myself, for the first, I don't know, 20 or 30 minutes till it starts getting really in-depth. There's absolutely no obligation whatsoever, and you just got to check it out. But the next one coming up is May 6th, and it's in the Tech Center. It's going to be at a nice hotel down there. But call right now to get signed up. 303-963-9201. 303-963-9201. How long was that? I didn't hit my clock.
You might as well be sitting.
Now you're a little proud about being professional. There you go. I'm going to show how professional I can be.
Even though I didn't look at the clock, I bet I'm within, oh God, tell me I'm within a few seconds.
I am trying to get Tom's helicopter ride scheduled, which, you know.
Add mine on
There you go. Well, no, these are people that already, I need to schedule them to actually fly.
So you know what you said in there? Centeno Schultz always has food and stuff.
And stuff.
Yeah.
You did it perfectly without.
Wasn't perfect, but it was damn well close to perfect. My internal clock.
Did you hear what you said? Centeno Schultz gives food and stuff. You said.
Did I say?
Okay, this isn't raw, and I feel like I should just be sitting on the floor.
If you know anybody that's hitting the sauce.
Tom, yes, we talked on the phone before damage.
Oh my God, this contract goes on forever.
I'm the one they pick on, so.
Find the main exclusion where it says pre-existing.
There's 21 of them, I'm trying to read them.
I do a little bit of everything. Tom calls me his Girl Friday.
I noticed everyone does a little bit of everything.
Mark just calls me biatch. No, he doesn't.
Well, she's suffering.
Not to your face.
Not to my face. You know what? I tell people, you know, you want to hate Mark, but there's something about him that I just love. So, but just don't.
Did you find a picture of this cat?
So I was having a mimosa with Corey downstairs. Yeah.
No way, bring me, come on.
So she was asking me to help with I guess the post office gal delivers to
Well, it
her meeting.
depends.
How come I don't see Aspen on here?
It should be in the outline.
Yeah, he said that was back in the day.
What's that?
Back in the day, he said.
Here's what I don't like. Well, you already know what I don't like about
And
that.
they're telling her she's not
He's very questionable. He's been in and out of the industry. So when I asked him his work experience, he kind of looked down at the ground, wouldn't look me in the eye.
She would take
I mean, he might have done GS or something for me.
They just save money, whatever.
I don't remember I don't remember any form of manager, assistant up front or in the back, with that name.
With that name. Hey, maybe like. There's 41 exclusions.
Is there a pre-existing?
Sure, absolutely. And it talks about warranty issues that are covered by manufacturer, those are not covered. It also, it doesn't say anything, I cannot find where it says a repair facility. It says the obligation is that he has to call the administrator, which is the plant, before any work can be done. And it has to be a quote-unquote licensed repair facility to work. I don't see that, if that's someplace else, maybe.
Who sells it?
It's all Horizon Auto. It's $1,000 deductible, 24 and 24, basically. And it's on his avalanche. So basically, they rolled it. They charge a contract price $1,762.
That's cheap.
$1,762 on a 124,000 mile vehicle. $13,990 paid for.
But I think the exclusion he was talking about, he could take it to any shop and he only has one exclusion on the shop, so he couldn't take it too much.
Right.
I think you're right.
Hold on, guys. All right, let's keep this thing moving. 303-713-8255. By the way, real quick, man, those home improvements, it's that time of year. It's getting nice out. Maybe you want to build a new garage. Maybe you want to update that bathroom. Maybe the kitchen. Maybe you still have some storm damage you haven't taken care of. You ready for this? Genesis Total Exteriors, Mark Szymanski, has been with us for a long, long time. He's a great guy. He does everything. On the outside of your house, sidings, windows, gutters, painting, fences, decks, on the inside, kitchens, baths, basements, large and small additions, Genesis Total Exteriors on the referral list at referrallist.com. By the way, referrallist.com, side note, we're going to jump right back to the phones. I don't know if I'm going to tell everybody who, but I had to get involved in a problem, and we do this all the time with referral list members. We do. I had to get involved with an issue. And, of course, right after I get involved and I make the person do the right thing, and I didn't really have to make him. He stepped up and did it. There was no issue there. When people are on referral list, understand, they sign our code of ethics. What is our code of ethics? Well, it's a contract saying they're going to make it right if we think they need to make it right. It's pretty straightforward. So they are making it right, so I'm not going to, I don't want to punish them, but then the next day, what do we get, Suzanne?
The cancellation email.
We don't want to be on the referral list anymore. Well, you know what? We don't want people like that. That's it. If you're not going to do the right thing without trying to hold us hostage on it, it doesn't matter. And yeah, we're like everybody else. We're paid advertising. But you know what's different? We get involved. If anybody out there listening goes to referrallist.com and uses anybody on there, I assure you, you're going to have a good experience. Because if you don't, we'll make sure they make it right. And if they don't want to make it right, I guess we'll end up taking them to court. Referrallist.com. There is nothing like it. If you're new to the show and new to anything, we go after the bad guys, and we try to help you when you get ripped off. But we also have a list of really, really good guys at referrallist.com. Okay, Al, you've been reading this extended warranty from Joe. Joe called up, says he's got an extended warranty problem. Before you get into that, though, Al, Joe, what is your actual problem? Did you bring it somewhere and they turned the work down?
I took it to the shop, and I asked them what's the usual procedures. So now this is from the shop. They say they contact the inspector.
What shop did you bring it to, by the way?
Active Transmission in Arvada.
Okay.
And they say the usual procedures, and I'm not saying that's what the contract says, but they say usually 48 hours for an inspector to show up. Usually they check the codes. They do a primary initial evaluation, and then after that they recommend dismantling the part and inspecting it from the internal part, and then they come back out.
Yeah, so I'd agree with everything there. Who'd you deal with there? Did you deal with Jeff? I know that guy very well. I used to use him all the time.
I did deal with Jeff.
I love Jeff down there. They're on our referral list as well. So what happened?
Well, so they called me on Monday, which is that was Wednesday when I took the car in.
Yep.
So they waited all the way till Monday.
When you say they called you, you mean Active Transmissions, or do you mean the warranty company?
Active Transmission called me.
Got it.
And they asked for authorization to remove the transmission for the inspector to look at it.
Yep, you've got to do that. I agree. Go ahead.
So I said yes.
Okay.
And I didn't hear back from them till Wednesday.
Okay.
That they denied the warranty because of what they thought was a plow mount.
Oh.
Well, there was not a plow mount. I have not put anything on or taken anything off the vehicle.
Okay.
but it was a brush guard mount.
Okay.
It had a single bolt on each side. There's no way.
This is. Hold on 1 second though. Al, does somewhere in there it says any modifications? Of course.
It sure does.
As stupid as little is what he's talking about. But keep going, Joe. This is why I always say don't buy an aftermarket warranty. I swear to God, if you put a license plate flasher on there, they might void it. Anything you do, they can void it. But keep going, Joe.
Well, on that note, let me put up when I purchased this car. Credit Acceptance was the financier.
Yeah.
And they made it mandatory for me to buy this warranty if I wanted to buy that car.
I don't believe you. They might have told you that. That I'll believe. But it is not mandatory. And if I call them up right now and say, did you tell him it's mandatory, what are they going to tell me?
They actually sent a representative from Credit Acceptance out.
Okay.
And matter of fact,
Joe, listen to what I just said. I'm going to get the. In fact, I'm not even going to ask you again. Here's what we're going to do, because if that is correct, we've got a big problem. And I'll be able to help you to a better degree than anything you can ever imagine. So what I want the information for the credit. You got credit through who? Who was it? Who did the financing?
Credit Acceptance.
Through Credit Acceptance, and they said you had to buy an aftermarket warranty in order to get the credit, right?
Yes, it was because of the age of the vehicle. It's a 2004.
I don't care. That's all I care about. What you just said is all I care about. Suzanne, here's what I want you to do. We're going to put him on hold, get his contact information for Credit Acceptance. I want Deputy Dan to call these guys up as soon as you can, Deputy Dan. Or Daphne. Oh, Daphne's over there going, ka-ching, I don't have to do an automotive one. Deputy Dan, I want you to call these guys up, and I want you to ask them, do you, when you do financing, insist they buy an additional aftermarket warranty? Got it? That's it. Then we'll go back to that. Albert?
So, big question mark, when he saw this brush guard or aftermarket or plow and stuff like that, they do an inspection. They probably check the computer on this. If this car also, it says on there, if it has modifications.
Oh, I know.
Performance additives. Does this vehicle have performance additives?
Well, it could, but here's a main issue with aftermarket warranties. Anybody listening that is going to sit down, there's a couple things I want to tell you, and I'm going to make them very quick. If you're buying a new vehicle and they want to sell you an extended warranty, and I don't care if it's the manufacturer, like Hyundai, I love Hyundais. If they try to sell you a manufacturer's extended warranty and it's a 5-year extended warranty, well, in Hyundai, that's stupid because, honestly, you bought nothing, so I won't even use that example.
That's great.
But let's say it's a Ford, and it's a 36,000-mile, 3-year warranty. I think that's what Ford is. I'm not sure.
Yes.
And you buy a 5-year. All you bought was a 2-year extended. So if you start crunching the math, how much those extra 2 years? Because they run concurrent. The extended warranty starts with the date of service. Understand what I'm saying? Now, on a used vehicle, even if it has an extended warranty, it still starts with the day of service, but the exclusions will blow your mind. Just read them. It says, and my favorite one, it says it's not going to cover wear and tear or pre-existing conditions. What would possibly break on a used vehicle with 100,000 miles that someone can't make the argument it's a pre-existing condition? Give me one thing. If the alternator goes out, well, it's got 100,000 miles on it. It's been used 1 million times. Pre-existing.
Yep.
They have so many outs on these things, it's incredible. I think what we might be able to help Joe with, though, is if this finance company, which I know they're not going to do, but this is a good exercise, acknowledges they had to buy a warranty, we might have something.
This report is sponsored by Zelle.
Both directions of I-70.
He's got a chip in there?
Yeah, G4.
Thank you, Suze.
Bring that up when we come back.
Okay, but it was on when he bought it. So I think you should just give it.
Then maybe you should get the money back for the warranty.
Can he prove that?
I was with you.
You know what?
I see sunspots. I was going to
Call those people up.
Credit acceptance?
I didn't get his number yet.
Angie, I'm sorry, who do I have?
Does that just shine out of you?
Light is good. Man.
Right now, mostly cloudy in Denver and 65.
Approximately how long?
Traffic and weather. I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30.
Which one?
Okay, guys, hold up.
Zelle is an easy way to send money to friends and family right from your banking app. Not sure what to get someone for their birthday? Send them money with Zelle so they can buy whatever they want. Look for Zelle in your banking app.
This will be to the 10th of a second.
ZellePay.com. Zelle. This is how money moves.
All right, Fix It 24/7. These are the guys. You ready for this? $68. You got to call them right now because where are we? We're in the in-between season. They're going to come out. They're going to clean your air conditioner and your furnace. They're going to basically give them a tune-up. And when I say that, or recondition them, they're going to literally clean all the dirt out, which is the #1 killer of both units. Why are they doing this? So they can put that sticker on the units. So if you have a breakdown, they can come out and help you out. 720-526-3939. That's Fix It 24/7. 720-526-3939. Yeah, I know.
They did a news update on that. On that crash. 28 cars, 4 semis, and 4 people confirmed dead.
That YouTube video is chilling.
It is.
Did you guys see that?
And the guy is very young.
I'll have Dan pull it up. This big fire yet, it was incredible. All those people died on 70 or 25. This one guy was Facebooking live, so he had like his camera here pointing at him. He had nothing to do with the accident, but he's Facebooking live in traffic.
That's
and next thing you know is you see this semi in the lane next to him. He stopped. I mean, traffic has stopped. I mean, like pretty much stop. This semi blasts through at about 70. You got to pull the video up. It is chilling. 9news.com. I think it's front page.
It's Melania Trump's birthday also. I think we should sing happy birthday.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what we'll do.
Yeah, that'll go over.
That'll be great. Yeah.
Come on.
You didn't see the crash? Oh, it was horrific.
Oh my God, it's unbelievable. How many people died so far?
4. They said that.
Wait till you see that truck.
There it is.
Jeff, have you seen the truck?
We're doing right now.
Watch us. Watch. That's like 1,000,000 tons. You got to factor in have the weight of that and then the speed. I mean, that thing's going to go through.
I wonder if that truck was runaway.
It was.
No, but here's the problem. They arrested him.
They arrested him.
Why did they arrest him so quick? He was not DUI though, right?
No
drugs, no alcohol, but his ass is in jail.
But
like right now.
If that engine was running away, he might not have been able to control that rig.
That's what I'm saying. Why wouldn't they look into that before they arrested him?
You know, if I was that person, I would want to be arrested immediately also.
Because it's
Yes.
Okay, so that once those charges are dismissed, I'm not eligible for double jeopardy if something happens.
I agree, and
I bet he was.
for his
I wonder if it
safety.
comes down to texting. Over hours, he lied on the log. That's a big one. Oh, that's murder.
Very young.
What do they call it?
He's
Vehicular
very young,
homicide, right?
and he's
Vehicular homicide. Unless you hit a cop, then they just created a new law for that because of that state patrol guy.
so you don't
What's wrong with
know
Texas?
he's legal. Nothing. I was born there. What you talking about, Willis?
Yeah, you were born where?
I was born in Texas.
She was an
Oh,
airline
Texas was
stewardess
Texas.
forever.
Welcome, Daphne.
I was a flight. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a flight.
She was a stewardess.
All my exes live in Texas.
There we go.
Why,
Oh, wow, we got a lot of Texans up on this side.
That's right. I was born in Beeville. My dad was in the Navy.
Okay.
I love Texas. But I went to the Alamo
Yeah.
and did the tour, and the guy kind of told the whole story. Like, those people were crazy, man. They took out an entire army, man, and that they said that's what his big thing was. This is the spirit of Texas.
There's no shrine that is greater than marks the loss.
I'm telling you, man, they were nuts. I mean, they were coming over the wall by the hundreds, and they're still fighting. They're just getting riveted with bullets and cannons. And
Well, the old joke, why did the Mexicans only have 600 soldiers with the Alamo? They only had 2 trucks.
oh my
So this one has a chip issue.
Again? What did you drink? What
Nothing.
did you eat?
Water.
So they may not be aware.
I'm chugging it.
You're burping like nobody's business.
It sounds like he volunteered that.
You ever watch Revenge of the Nerds when they have the burping contest?
Yes.
Yeah, because how many times
So
Very
funny.
funny.
Because that inspector doesn't get
Who wins? Do you remember?
So you've got everything.
Booger!
Yeah. Right.
I didn't watch that.
He's not gonna.
You never watched Revenge of the Nerds? Oh man,
Yeah.
classic.
I need to this weekend. I'll just spend time watching it.
It's
There you
old
go.
school.
There's revenge.
Might be above your head, though. It's very intellectual.
Oh, wow. I'm not in that pedigree class. He said I'm not intellectual enough to watch Revenge of the Nerds.
Tom, think of a special, too. I don't do those towards the end, but we call it a screaming deal. Like, Jeff, to give an idea, sometimes Jeff will do 50% off a transmission service.
Yeah.
But only the first X amount.
Yeah, then you have me to call you by phone or go to your email.
However you do it.
So.
But don't be like 5% off this. It just
Oh, for people on this show.
for people listening.
Yeah, you just offer it.
Okay. So,
What is the name of the video on YouTube?
Okay.
Just go, you can limit it to one person to 10 people.
All right, we're going to keep
whatever.
this thing just moving. 303-713-8255, one line open. Dan's in there trying to get through to that company that Joe's dealing with. But, Joe, another thing I heard during the break that Deputy Dan said, and this could be another way for us to go. By the way, if you're just joining us, Joe called up. He bought an extended warranty. He can't get the transmission because they denied it because the vehicle was altered. But I just heard there was a chip in it as well. So you also chipped the vehicle, Joe? Excellent. Listen, here's why I'm saying excellent. Whoever sold you that extended warranty, why the hell would they do that knowing they sold you something that you couldn't even get work done because it's been modified?
Who sold you that vehicle?
Horizon Automotive.
That's who we should be calling to get you a refund on it. They sold you something you could never, ever use. Al, am I correct in saying that? Can you think of anything wrong with that?
No, I think you're spot on.
It's crazy, Joe. They sold you something that you could never use because it's been chipped.
Yeah.
Your dog in this fight might be going after them because I can already tell you. Go ahead, Deputy Dan.
Yeah, Credit Acceptance says they do not force them to buy an extended warranty.
Joe, the reason I knew the answer to that, I know people always try to okey-doke them. We have a dealership in Colorado Springs that I have caught numerous times telling the consumer, you know, they'll get the price on the vehicle. I'm talking a big dealership. I'm not going to bring them back up because I haven't heard them in a couple years do this. But for a while, what would happen is right as you get into closing and you go into that room where they basically beat you with a baseball bat and try to sell you everything from the mop and glow to the freaking paint chips and the wheels and the tires and the paint this and you know everything in the world, they would say the only way we can sell you the vehicle is if you buy this extended warranty, which is illegal in the state of Colorado. You can't do that. So someone okey-doked you, Joe, because I knew that company would never say that because they'd be hanging their asses out there. I think our problem right now is with who sold it to you, Horizon. How long ago did they sell it to you?
I got a purchase date of 07/17/2017.
Oh, great. Well, here's what I want you to do. Deputy Dan, you did a great job on that last one. Next break, I know you don't hear that from me often. Next break, what I want you to do is I want you to call this Horizon. Is it here in Colorado, Joe?
It is.
And I want you to ask them straight up, how do you sell this guy a warranty with this vehicle when it's been chipped and the warranty is worthless? We want a refund. And if they come up with a reason why he shouldn't get a refund, I'll be damned, I want to hear about it. So, Joe, I think the best thing we're going to figure out for you right now is let's get you, how much did you spend on this extended warranty?
I spent $1,762.
And that can go towards a transmission repair is what I'm saying.
Oh, me too, wholeheartedly. Plus rental car.
Let's figure out. We're not getting into the rental car and all that stuff. We're getting into whatever they charged you on a warranty that you could never use. How dare they sell you a warranty you can't use? Maybe they didn't know. Let's find out during the break. You hold tight, Suzanne. Free him up. We'll get back with him. 303-713-8255. 303 Martino. We do have a line open. Mary's got a Cadillac, and she has a problem with that. And then Nathan has a problem with the Ford Motor Company. Let's just get a little tease on this. What's going on with the Ford Motor Company, Nathan?
I purchased the vehicle in the end of August. The first issue that
of 18?
Of 18, yes.
Brand new?
And no, this was a used vehicle I purchased from Stevenson of Lexus.
And what was it?
Frederick.
What was it?
2017 Ford F-150.
How many miles are on it?
At the time when I bought it, it had 7,400. Now it's got 22,700.
So it's still under warranty.
Correct.
So what's the problem, sir?
The problem is it's in the shop every 3 months.
Well, okay, for what? Are they fixing it, though? Give me an example of the last time.
The last time was valve cover, and yes, they are fixing it.
Was it leaking?
Yes.
Okay, so they went in, they redid the gasket, and now it's okay, right?
Yes, my issue is right now it's on its third oil pan, its second front driver's side axle. It's about to go in next week for weather stripping, so I contacted the Better Business Bureau, and my issue is since it's actually from Canada.
Hold on, I've got a side note here. Why? Okay, so you contacted them, you put in a ticket?
Yes.
Okay, and what is the Better Business Bureau going to do?
They're going to do nothing because...
Okay, well, stop. You don't have to explain anymore. I just wanted everybody to hear it because I say that a lot, and people get sick of Tom and myself saying it, so I wanted someone else to say it. So let's not even talk about them anymore. So what is Ford willing to do? And I'm not, if they're fixing it, I'm not even sure what you're looking for.
The vehicle, it's just unreliable.
Yeah, you think it sucks. I get it. And I'll tell you, after driving in a few Fords that I have what I would refer to as a death wobble and people having issues with buybacks, I don't think I'd ever buy a Ford. But now saying that, I just bought a Ford. You know what Ford I bought?
Which one?
I bought my RV is on a Ford chassis. I got that V10 Ford.
And it did good for you.
I have no issue. We only got 3,000 miles on it. I forgot I owned a Ford until a few days ago, and I'm driving with this guy that's got that death wobble on a brand new $70,000 Ford or a year old or whatever, about 20,000 miles, and it's a freaking nightmare. It's a nightmare, and all they do is say, we're trying to work on it, we're trying to fix it, but it keeps happening to the poor guy, and I don't want to get into that massive conversation about the death wobble, but there is an issue with Ford.
There's the problem. Just know this. You have my cell phone number.
Nathan, here's what I want to figure out from you after this break. What do you want from Ford? That's what I want to know. What do you think they need to do? 303-713-8255. You're a Ford guy, aren't you? No, you bought a Chevy.
I am a Chevy.
Is there any Ford guys in here? Boy, I just see the heads going the opposite, left to right. 303-713-8255. Everybody hold on.
I almost said I'm a Porsche girl.
Oh my goodness.
So the issue with
I am.
And shop at Tiffany.
I don't think the
because that's
dealership
where you're sitting while you're waiting for him to get out of the shop.
That's what, when he says Porsche, I
credit
go,
folks are
and
owned
that's
by
on
the
the front of your
dealership.
house.
Credit folks can't.
And
These guys don't
he
like
goes,
it.
Well, I wonder if
knows
this
that
state
it's not.
failed.
That's how
Oh, they did. I guarantee that.
We went to Germany, and we went to the Porsche museum and everything, and had the tour.
Did I do Frank Duran?
I don't remember what Jack said. And they,
It was an older 944.
yeah, I have a Mercedes.
You know, yes, I haven't driven
Couldn't give you
the
a German
first
license.
one, the three,
I know, and Rick is in
I'm driving a Jeep. You know what? I love driving. I've seen the Jeep.
I drive.
over that.
Every couple of weeks, something else is going on.
Just
Every time I
every
see a
BMW
or an Audi down there, the nice thing is, Mike, I just give it to my guys. Fix it. I don't want to just fix it.
Ford spelled backwards.
Oh, yeah.
Driver returns on foot.
Do you charge differently if you work on a German car
Rick
versus
is in
an
the
American
Ford
car?
Motor Store Society.
But everything
so
is higher
yes,
anyway.
before that, and
The hours
he
are higher,
can't
even
necessarily-
if it's not necessarily.
We have a Porsche.
They're brutal.
We lost it in the fire,
And
but I
tell me
used
you
to
don't
race
have the
it.
problem when you work on
And
Euros.
I
When
love
you're
them.
disconnecting
They're
stuff,
wide
that
squatty.
hoses, rubber hoses, they break up the clips that
Rick
hold
wants me to
everything.
race the Corvette. I said, it's too much
You
carbon.
take down the splash
It's
shield,
just
or
too
the
much.
clips break off, and they're like.
And
Some of the
to
stuff
me,
we have
it
to import
feels
from Germany. You can't
that
tell me
the
that. The
nose is so
logistics
long,
of
it's
that.
pretty
Yeah.
slow.
And people don't know what they have, and most of them don't understand the cost.
We
They
haven't
get
had
frustrated, and they go, I
But
just
even
spent
that
$3,000
was,
fixing, and now
to
you're
me,
telling me I
I
need
don't
to spend another $2,500?
I said, no.
You have a BMW 5 Series, so it's not
You can't
super
flip
luxury,
it.
but it's a,
You can't.
you know, it's a good car.
Unless you drive it, unless
No, I
you
did
drop it,
Genesis, that's
unless
right.
you hit a wall or drop a
One
tire
part
off
in
the
that
shop, you
transmission
know,
is
it's
that valve
dirt,
body,
you
right?
get spun up. Most of the
$1,800
time,
my
they're just donuts.
cost.
Wow.
My
For
cost.
one component.
For one component.
One component.
Like trying to get a ZF unit valve body, right? $1,800
It's
my cost.
unreasonable, and it's like people buy those cars, and they just are not
They're
prepared.
a great vehicle up to about 60,000 miles. Then get rid of it.
Yes.
Because that's when the money's
When
going to
it's
start
covered under the warranty, absolutely.
Up to about 6
They're great cars to drive.
BMWs.
They're fabulous
So,
cars to
get
drive.
out.
I can't
I had
knock them.
an M3 for years. Oh my.
Man, I think they drive
It's
them
a main
amazing.
series,
But,
just a little
you know, a
two-door
couple years ago,
BMW.
had fun, and I told
We
myself,
have
I'm ahead on when it comes to repairs.
I'm ahead.
I haven't
Well,
had any
actually,
issues. Get
our
out
little
while I'm on top.
BMW that we brought to you, our little 1 Series that we brought to you, that one did, I mean, really, what you did is the only thing we've ever had problems with our BMW.
You're lucky that's not so helpful for a lot of people.
Exactly.
So
that's why we, you know, we've got it for a screaming deal, and it's just been a good car.
So I have, what's wild is a lot of the red injection, that's the new fuel injection system that the BMW and the Audi we're in right now.
We've had multiple,
really
in the
bad
last
problems
year,
with fire.
multiple years from
They have
Germany.
no problem.
We
I
had
just talked to friends of mine, they Mercedes-Benz and BMW and stuff.
Audi.
BMW is no longer trying to take apart
Like
engines.
early
They're
90s.
replacing
And
engines
so
on those cars.
couldn't
It's
find
such a problem.
And so we couldn't go everything we can go anywhere. So then we had some vendors
out of warranty, it's carbon.
7 years
And
ago,
BMW is not participating in it.
and they did.
This is gonna be a
And
class action coming out. Oh, there's no doubt about it.
30 years
Really, I
ago,
thought they just did
they
class action.
First car ever got weighed in.
Yeah.
You know, it was
Great. And they'll do this every night on a lower mile.
and it took a month and
And
a
the
half.
car's probably worth $2,500.
Yeah,
Little
oh,
misfires,
yeah.
then it
The
gets really bad.
sentimental value and actual value are very
It's too great of a thing.
Did you call that, did you call them?
I stopped questioning why people want it.
Go call,
It's not my business.
Horizon and ask them why they...
I thought we got them off.
No, go call Horizon and ask them why they sold.
Number is probably
Okay, I thought you let them go.
Really?
A huge chunk of it.
Yeah. This isn't us, I hate this.
He didn't have any of the numbers before.
He didn't have anything?
Well, he didn't have any on the other one.
Listen, Horizon sold him the vehicle, it was chipped, and they sold him a warranty.
Right, I know.
Don't bring up that other thing, though. Tell him he went to get the transmission done, and they voided it because of the chip. Don't bring up his license plate bracket or whatever the hell he was talking about.
Brush card.
Got it?
Oh,
Understand? You got your marching orders? Homesickle?
I hate these guys that they don't, they're like that.
Show Daphne how to switch that back, Deputy Dan.
They have no, so you hits these three, boom, 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 you take out these three. So you go boom, 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 and then you take off these three.
Okay, so.
Dan's going to pick up in a second. He's got to have your full name and Horizon's info. Hold tight.
When it comes back up.
Yes,
All right.
yes.
Listen, one veneer can be $2,200. I know. I just had something break. I'll just say this.
Al, can you do this?
What? There is an alternative to veneers under conventional process.
I can wave my hand.
Oh, that's pretty impressive.
Wait a minute.
You ever see that in the AT&T commercial? Look,
Can
I
you-
can do this.
Can you play
Wow,
Inagata
that's amazing.
Davida on your hand?
I love that song.
I'm having breakfast plus flashbacks right
I
now.
use-
Wow.
Wait to see who's putting their lipstick on it.
I knew why I loved you. There it is.
I can play Bach.
Can you do Eruption?
Oh, now we're talking.
Which one?
Eruption?
Van Halen.
You see all the talent in this room, man?
Oh, yeah, I see it. I see it.
I used to be a professional
Hope
clown.
you brought your helmet and crayons.
Did you guys know that? Did you guys know I used to be a clown? I was a professional clown.
Well, I don't think you stepped too far from.
I used to teach
There's a
clown.
few thousand
I was
smart
a
children out
professional.
there.
Is there a reason why
I
you
was-
still wear the shoes?
I was
I'm
a
going to be,
professional
Angie, if you can hear me, when I take that roofing call, I'm going to want a part of that. It just kind of, when you hear me go to it, just kind of start recording and send it to me. Thank you.
University of Iowa.
Hey, whisper to me. What happened with, were you just as shocked as everybody when Brown was gone?
Mm-hmm. Which actually, so much so, you know how he got into mine? He was a young boy during World War II.
Did you really? Why are you?
And when they would be smuggling people
Oh,
in
that
and
would
out
suck.
during the Nazi occupation, and commonly we had to be quiet. And he'd try to keep the younger kids entertained by putting on little shows and everything else.
indeed.
And one time he even came up against a German brigade, and he warned them and warned them that, you know, his if Americans or French or whatever kind you might want to clear out of here and just scoop them all off. But so yeah, that's how we taught himself to mine. Just teaching the kids, just entertaining the kids at night.
Without saying.
Oh, let's see what we got cooking.
Yeah, it's like $125 an hour.
All right, where's all my info?
That was back
Tom, how do you pronounce your first name, though, man? I mean, you want Tom, though, right?
Everyone goes by Tom, but everyone. Yeah.
What is your first name? How do you say it?
Shih you got a dog?
Shih Tzu.
I've been called that a few times.
It's actually, and it's not that, it's Shih Tzu.
Hey, guys, hold up.
Are we back on?
Welcome to the show, the only show of its kind. We're here to solve problems, answer questions, take complaints.
Jeff, what have you
Well,
seen?
and moreover, just a code itself does not necessarily tell you what the problem is.
Oh, of course not.
It is a source of where you need to start doing the diagnosis. So if you're replacing a component strictly off a code, you're probably going to fail 8 out of 10 times.
And for an example on that, let's say you have a lean code comes out. That lean code could be a CAT, it could be an O2 sensor, it could be what else, guys?
Dirt in an injector, it could be a number of things.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's in a lot of shops. A lot of shops will jump right to replacing the O2 sensor on stuff like that. They replace it, nothing happens.
Right, and so Mary Steele, Mary, with your problem, I always recommend people to go back to the place, and maybe this has been in part of the conversation, but to give them a chance. Should you not have success, find another shop that does do this type of work. You know,
It's been into 4 now.
Excuse me?
Say that again?
It's been into 4 shops. They replaced
What shops are you bringing it to?
Well,
a sensor, a CAN sensor.
Yep.
What shop are you? What? Mary, hold on. Why have you brought it to 4 different shops?
I live in a very small community near the Wyoming border.
Oh.
And they keep telling me, they got it fixed, and they've never fixed it. Okay, I've got $1,000.
So, Al,
into
you'll
it.
drive down there this weekend and take a look at it for us?
If the food's good, I might do it. No, Mary, listen, Mary.
I have one question.
Yes.
I have a friend who says her sensor is just plain bad. And I am driving it every day. It runs great, but that light's on.
Eventually, it's going to cause some, but right now, if it's running okay, it'll get you. It's not going to blow up or anything.
It's not going to blow up. These cars have the ability. I'm just going to tell you something, Mary. This is experience. We have fixed multiple Cadillacs, and in that year that I'm looking on the screen, this is 2004, multiple cars come in with check engine lights when they get up into higher mileage. I have done multiple throttle bodies. I have done O2.
It could be all those things.
And those 4 shops could actually have done the job correctly. Things come on as a process, and all of a sudden you start fixing things, but everything else that maybe just failed, the other parts have been there just as long.
All right.
Okay. So the last time my tow truck driver came to take it to another shop, he said, Mary, no more. He said, when something goes out, I'll come and pick it up. It's running good. Keep driving it until something goes out.
You know what? I don't mind his advice in this case. I don't. I know Al's looking at, hey, she's up in a small town. It's running. How often do you drive, Mary? I'm trying to be real here.
Well, I am an invalid, and I live in, Brush, Colorado. We have a stoplight to and from the store, and sometimes to the doctor in Greeley.
Yeah, I mean, if it ever starts running bad, maybe when she's down towards Greeley, you stop in one of our shops to look at it. Go to referrallist.com, Mary, and next time you're in Greeley, call one of those shops up and tell them, hey, you talked to Mark or you talked to Tom on the show, and you want them to take a look at it. That's what I do. Suzanne, free that up, 303-713-8255. I got to go back to Nathan. Nathan, you called up. You've got a problem with the Ford Motor Company. You bought a 2017 F-150 for about $7,400. It has about 7,400 miles on it, and it's been back into the shop every 3 months is what you said, right?
Yes.
So what do you want? That's what I got to drill down. There is no lemon law on a used vehicle. Did you know that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So I assume you want Ford to buy it back?
No, I'm at this point in time. My guess is that's a pipe dream, and pretty much wanting the extended service plan, a premium care service plan.
So you want them to basically pay for an extended warranty because of all the problems, because you're terrified that it's going to keep happening.
Correct.
What dealership did you buy it from?
I bought it from Stevenson of Lexus in Frederick.
Suzanne, do we have issues with Stevenson in general? I don't remember.
I don't think so. They're pretty good folks.
Dan, you agree with that?
He better.
Yeah.
Well,
hey, get back there and make some sandwiches, lady.
The dealership that I take the service to, I'm in Littleton, so it goes to Phil Long Ford.
Well, what is Phil Long? If you asked Phil, would they reach out to Ford and try to get that done?
They handed me a piece of paper to contact the Better Business Bureau.
Well, the Better Business Bureau, I mean, they're not going to be able to get anything. I mean, I don't even know what that means. What? That's what Phil Long Ford said?
Yes.
I find that odd. Why would they? Well, it's just one guy at Phil Longford. I mean, we never get complaints. It almost seems silly. I mean, you're saying, hey, I've got to have this vehicle back all the time. The problem is they are fixing it. Do we have an angel at Ford? I think I really pissed Ford off when I had that 10 million views
Daphne,
on that.
I think you have an angel there, don't you?
If we had an angel, she's probably not our angel anymore after that video. Man, let's see if we can find something. Really what we need to do, and Daphne, this is what I really do want you to do. So reach out, get someone at Ford. You know what? Let's try to just go right through their PR. And then get someone over there and say, hey, listen, here's what's going on. But here's what I need from you, Nathan. I need the invoice of everything they've done since you bought it. Every time it's been back to the shop. And if you send me 1 or 2 invoices, it's not going to be any good, man. We're not going to waste our time doing it. If that thing's literally been back 4 or 5 times or whatever, then we'll see what we can work out. But other than that, man, that's what I got to have from you, okay?
You got it.
All right, hold tight. Suzanne, make sure he's got our email. And by the way, if you have any problems out there, you can always reach us at help, H-E-L-P, at troubleshooter.com. Man, we've got a lot coming up. This one's interesting. Mike's got a problem with the Ram 1500. And then Jesse, down payment to a roofer. We're going to take that one next. And Mike, you hold tight. We're going to free up Nathan. And then we've got Josh Huffman. And I guess his boss man or somebody, Mike Silverstein. And I'm going to tell you about an event coming up, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's a good way to get an electric device. And I'm not going to tell you exactly what kind, but let's just say maybe an electric chainsaw, maybe an electric blower, like a leaf blower, maybe a lawnmower. Very, very cheap.
Oh. Didn't specifically say the bottom, or I don't know. There's a gap there.
So anytime you see this, if you don't see this stuff going up and down, that's what's going to our through this year and stuff. No matter.
Oops, people, sorry.
You're training? Who?
Hopefully your lives will go on.
I tell you what, they don't get
Oh my gosh,
Plumb line.
They're listening to you right now.
Hey, a guy says, hey Al, where did you get your shoes?
No.
Yes. Which ones am I wearing?
He can tell you this guy says he can tell you where you got your shoes.
Oh, is that guy? Oh. He's been right 9 out of 10 times.
That guy's an
right
idiot.
On your... Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys.
No.
Hold on, guys.
A great hotel by Wyndham is closer than you think. Find one near you and book direct.
60? All right, listen, Plumline, I love singing their praises at Plumline Services. Plumline, where you can get plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. You know what my favorite part, though, is about Plumline? Listen to this. They're electrical. Find, fix, or free. You know what that means? Let's say you've had a GFI outlet that's been out forever on your deck or in your bathroom, or any electrical problem whatsoever. You're terrified to call up because you know in order to get an electrician out to your house, it's going to cost a trip charge and a diagnostic fee and all this other stuff. Here's what Plumline says. For $149, they'll come out, they'll find the problem, they'll fix the problem for $149. If it's something crazy like the whole panel or something really big and they can't do it, you'll get a free estimate on how much and you won't pay them a nickel. Find, fix, or free. Plumbing, heating, cooling, and electric. PlumlineServices.com. PlumlineServices.com. 303-586-1086.
Okay, Mark, Jeff, when Mike Wolf comes in, he might want to hear what it sounds like.
Perfect.
So have Jeff talk on the mic.
Jeff, go like this. I'm Jeff! Oh!
I'm going to blow everybody up.
Yeah, exactly.
People on I-25 with windows shattering.
That hurt my personality was gone.
It's a small problem.
Yeah.
I had to overlook you.
Yeah.
Turn your volume down.
Where'd Al go?
Excuse me.
Did he owe lunch?
Well, the biggest problem with short people is the brain's too close to the rasp.
Tom,
my mother said
we talked about useless talents. Dano can literally look at, well, maybe not yours. Yup. He can look at your shoes and tell you where you got it.
Huh.
Is it? Tell me that's not useless.
That's,
He can,
that's as useless as it gets.
9 out of 10 times, but it's amazing. One time he was like, what was it? Something Brown, you said. Buster Brown. I haven't heard of that like in 100 years. He's like Buster Brown. Another time he's like, Coles. Not only did he say Coles, he said Coles and Aurora. Dan, can you do it to him or not?
Let's see. See on shoes.
I want to indulge.
Yep. I can tell you where you got your shoes.
Like, physically?
Bet him lunch. Bet him lunch.
I can tell you where you got it.
Okay.
Do you bet him lunch?
Yes.
Oh,
wait, are we saying brand or location?
Where you got location?
Location.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll bet.
Where you got your shoes on your feet.
Is that the stupidest joke you've ever heard?
Oh,
I was trying to tell
Hey,
you.
the new guy owns lunch.
I laugh because every time they do it, they
It's
laugh.
incredible.
Can we go everybody?
Oh, man.
The only time he misses is when the guy answers, well, they're not my shoes. They're someone else's.
Fair enough.
If you go to New Orleans and you walk around the French Quarter, almost assuredly you get somebody up there.
That's where someone got him. Then the guy followed.
30 years ago.
What do you bet you? $5, $10?
And you're going to beat up if you didn't pay up.
No, I walked away.
It was stupid, but here you have got him.
I thought it was
doing
stupid
every-
till go Mark.
Oh, my God. I was trying to go like this.
Wow.
Remember on April Fool's,
could've
we were
went all
going to
day
do
without
it we were going to get Tim involved.
Yeah. Oh, yes. We're good.
I totally forgot that one.
How do you get Tom?
Well, Thomas is my last name.
Oh, okay.
In this industry, I think it's easier to steal.
You think?
Just a hair.
We can blow up now a little bit.
That guy was
You call
Nathan
somebody who
with
speaks
the
three
Ford,
languages.
right?
I don't know who's on 3.
If you speak 3
What's
languages,
on-
you're trilingual.
Yep.
Okay, 2 languages.
I don't know who's on
You
3.
are. Okay, 1.
Who's on first?
You're American. You got it.
I got 300.
Play some of it.
Yeah, I got 2.
German? In English?
Mark.
All right, guys.
Spanish. English. Scratch off some
All right, 303-713-8255.
You guys know what that number is. That number is your salvation. That number can help you if you find yourself in a pickle. Now, how many times do you hear a guy say in a pickle? Come on, Al.
How many times?
I don't know.
I don't either, but I'm sure it's a lot.
It's a lot. I don't. I'm not. Don't you ever wonder why? Why did that come up, Jeff? Why did it come up? A pickle. Why?
Baseball.
Because what?
It's from baseball.
A pickle.
A pickle. Yeah, when
Jeff
you get stuck in
knows
between
this.
the bases, you're in a pickle.
For real?
Yeah.
Okay, so why did baseball use it? Let's go. I'm trying to find the origin here, not the mid-origin. So
Make
you don't
something
know.
up. Make something up, Jeff.
Why didn't it say squash?
Yeah, why didn't they say a squash?
That's English. Squash is English.
Squash is a game.
What do you
I
mean?
prefer
It's English.
racquetball. 303-713-8255. All right, listen, we've got a lot going on here. Did I leave off on somebody? Jesse, let's go to Jesse. You got a roofing problem. We'll shake things up a little. Jesse, what's the question? What is the problem?
Yes, sir. I just looking for some advice on when and how much would be appropriate for a down payment on a roofing contractor that's going to replace my roof that I have a replacement claim on.
What do you mean? You mean an insurance claim? Is it your home or is it a business? And I'm sure it's your home. Yeah. You know, honestly, I'm going to answer this very straightforward. I don't pay roofers up front. I don't do it. I simply would never do it in a million years, and I know I'm irritating a lot of people right now, especially roofers that want money up front. And I would never use a roofer that wouldn't let you out of a contract. Basically, you usually have 3 days in the state of Colorado if you change your mind using a roofer. So if it's past those 3 days, and you want to cancel and they've done nothing, I wouldn't use a roofer that wouldn't let you out of the contract. So I hope that answers your question. The problem is there are great roofers, including on our referral list, that would never, ever, ever rip you off. I promise you, and if they did, we'd go after them, and we'd get your money back, or we would do everything in the world we could to make it right, and we've never had that problem. But I personally would never do it. Now, if you ask Tom, Tom would say, well, if they delivered the shingles out there, once the supplies were there, I'd pay for that. Maybe that would do it.
Okay. Okay, I guess that's what I needed to know. I'll go.
What do you
with
think?
him, I guess.
You know, I'll tell you one, and it's the best. And here, I represent them in Colorado Springs, and Tom represents them here. Well, we both represent them everywhere. Let's put it this way. And the motto is my favorite motto in any contractor I know. You don't pay a cent until you're content. And that's Jay Bretz with Excel Roofing. We do have lots of other good roofers, though, and I mean that, lots. You might find some that might be a little less than Jay, might be a little more. We have great roofers that would never take advantage of you. But you ask me my opinion, that's what I say.
Are you saying there's roofers on the referral list that do want down payments, or none on the referral list?
No, there's definitely contractors, including roofers, on the referral list that will ask for down payments. Absolutely. Now, one of the things they must do is be able to take a credit card. So if they're going to take a down payment, we insist they at least have the ability to take a credit card. So therefore, you're protected there. But the ones on the referral list generally aren't going to take a down payment until shingles are delivered or until something's actually delivered. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that, therefore, if they died or the company went out of the business the next day, you're only out the supplies that you already have and can still use.
Thank you.
You're welcome, man. Have a good day. 303-713-8255. That's a tough one. When do you pay? Now, I'll give you an example of when I would personally give a down payment. Anything custom. If I order windows for my house, well, they can't do anything with those. They order my windows that fit my house. They would insist on a down payment, and I would agree with the down payment. If you had a roof that was on a commercial building and it was unique, maybe even on a house. In fact, on a house, something unique that the roofer can't return the materials, I would say maybe a down payment. There is some different reasons. Hey, Jeff, let me ask you something. Have you ever taken money down on a transmission? Transmissions are expensive, $3,000, $4,000. Use that mic right there for me. Use the one right there.
Just on the unit itself, no. If customers come in and they've got some strange, obscure performance part that I'm probably never going to use again and they want that put on their vehicle, going to take a couple, 3 days to ship or whatever, and they're taking the vehicle and returning it, then yeah, I'll insist they pay that up front.
So a specialty item.
A specialty item.
Something you're not going to be able to resell with any ease.
Exactly.
Al?
You know, we do run across this where there's the dealer-only item that has to be freighted or overnighted,
and you'll never be able to resell it.
Exactly, that happens. And there's also some places where you're ordering a part, a differential, something like that, that they'll charge you restock. They will charge us, and so we need something down.
Tom, with Advanced Transmissions, do you guys take any down payment?
I'd say 19 out of 20 times not.
So it's just like these guys are saying.
The same. If we have to buy a used transmission or a really expensive specialty item,
something you can't return.
That's right. That's right.
And that's where I agree with down payments. Roofing in general, once again, roofing, I promise, Suzanne, I'll get to it. Roofing in general, they can return these shingles to ABC or whoever they buy them from. Now, if it's a specialty, maybe not, and then I would say that's fine. And every time we get into this conversation, I know I piss roofers off, but I'm sorry, guys. You know, if you don't have enough money, and I hate people that hold people to a contract when they've done nothing. Now, this one's interesting. Josh Hoffman, I bought a electric blower from you like a year ago, and you reached out, I don't know, a week ago. And you have got some kind of event coming up. And the reason I decided I would go ahead and talk about this is because I like the product. So, guys, listen to this. In our RV, we use it. He sold me an electric chainsaw, and an electric leaf blower. Now, the leaf blower lasts about 15 or 20 minutes when I use it on a high setting, Josh. But if I use it on normal settings or non-turbo mode, it lasts probably 30, 35 minutes. But I couldn't believe for the price what a great deal it is. And Suzanne's telling me right now, if people trade in a gas lawnmower, that they can get an electric one very, very cheap. Tell me about it quick, man.
Hey, Mark, yeah, you're exactly right. I've actually got Mike Silverstein here from the Regional Air Quality Council.
Yeah.
Mike, you want to give them the details on the
Yeah,
program?
Mike, what's the deal real fast? I mean, if someone's got a gasoline-powered lawnmower, they can trade it in on an electric one now?
Yes, hi, Mark, and thanks, Josh. Yes, we are hosting an event on May 11 in downtown Westminster where you bring in a gas-powered mower and you get $140 off of the equipment that is being sold by Oregon.
Well, how much is it? Give me an idea what the least inexpensive electric lawnmower by Oregon is, and how long does it last? In other words, your normal house, are you even able, I've never even thought of this. I've never tried an electric. Can you even mow most yards with it without charging it, or how does that work?
Yeah, absolutely, Mark. No, we've got a couple different models with different battery options so the customer can choose based on the size of their yard and their individual requirements.
Got it. And where do they start on price? Give me the lowest price one.
So we've got a unit that has an MSRP battery charger mower of $349.
Wow.
After the trade-in subsidy, they walk out the door for $174 plus tax.
Wait, whoa. For the full electric mower, battery, everything.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness, we might get one of those.
It's a wonderful opportunity. If somebody
now, can they bring in? Now they don't have to bring in like anything special. If they just have, even if it doesn't work, if they just have a gas lawnmower, you'll take the trade-in on it.
Mike?
Yes, that's right. We do. And if you come in without a mower, it's an $85 reduction.
But if you come in with any mower, how about a part? A lot of people aren't going to want to load up. Angie, I promise I'll go in a second. A lot of people aren't going to want to load up something in their car if they don't have a truck or something. If they bring a piece of the mower, like if they bring the handle, I know I'm stretching.
No, we need the whole mower. It has to be drained. Get rid of the gas, get rid of the oil. We can't take a mower that's full of fluids. So drain the fluids and recycle those properly.
I saw at Home Depot, they had, it wasn't this brand, but they had electric mowers that were like $400, $500. And you're telling me if
this is a good deal.
If they bring in an old one for $174 after trade-in, I mean, period, $174 plus tax, they're going to get a brand new electric mower to mow their grass with.
Exactly right.
That's right.
Well, guys, okay. How do people find this? I better not hear any. I better not get any blowback on this. Like, oh, we went down there and they didn't do this or that. I'm taking everybody at their words. How do they figure out where to go, what to do? Is there a phone number? What are we doing?
You bet. It's a website called mowdownpollution.org.
Oh, that's cool.
Mowdownpollution.org.
Mowdownpollution.org. And what day?
That's right.
Is this only a one-day deal?
It's a one-day deal on May 11th in downtown Westminster. It's our lawnmower exchange event.
Man, you can save a ton of money.
I would. I would love it if I could buy one and get somebody to mow for me. I mean.
Yeah, does it come with the guy that mows?
Yeah. I mean, that's lazy.
All right.
Hey, Al, everything is negotiable.
All right, guys. That's May 11th. For all the information, go to mowdownpollution.org. O-R-G. Mowdownpollution.org. Angie's going to hang me. We'll be right back.
That's okay.
Do electric mowers work well though? I saw one for $350.
The chainsaw works pretty well. At first, I was really pissed about it. I put the chain on backwards. I put the sharp side in the thing, and I'm sitting there going, "This thing doesn't cut anything."
Just turn the lug over.
You're right. Actually, no, it wouldn't. Wait a minute.
No, really, you can go against the grain.
Or just do it upside down.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I'm sitting there at a branch this big. He's telling me I can cut a tree like this. I'm trying to cut a branch off. And I'm going, oh,
you're ready to talk about
this thing's a piece of junk.
And then finally I kind of looked at it. Uh-oh. Damn it.
I have to go downstairs.
We'll miss you.
I got helicopter stuff coming in.
We'll miss you.
I know. I'll be back.
That's the funny. 60? Hold on, guys.
Closer than you think. Find one near you and book direct at wyndhamhotels.com.
All right, it's spring. Sign and save at KH Home Solutions. Listen to this. If you've been looking at siding, you've been putting it off, you're going to be in that house for a while, it's time to do it. 40% off Everlast siding. Now, it's a minimum of 1,000 square feet, but that's most homes. Now, listen, this is the most durable siding product on the market. It'll never fade because it's actually impregnated with whatever color, and they've got a lot of them. It's hail resistant, it's storm, it's even pest resistant. You've got to check this out. The palette of colors is unbelievable. It's environmentally friendly, and listen to this, my favorite part, zero maintenance. You're not going to have to paint it. You're not going to have to mess with it. And right now, and it's this month only, 40% off this siding. These guys also do windows and doors, and they have a beautiful, beautiful warranty, and they're energy efficient, and they custom fit to your house. The guys at K&H will take care of you. 303-421-7100, 421-7100, or khwindows.com.
This sends you to Denver Transmissions. This sends you to me.
Jeez, where did this even come from? You got to tell Suzanne, or
Here, let me see.
where's Daphne? Daphne can change that right now.
Transmission on Lakewood? Oh, wow.
Yeah, they've got.
Yeah,
they're good oil.
the builder there. came
Jeff,
out.
talk into the mic. Don't hit the button.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Louder?
He's talking. Do you want him to turn it on? Just keep talking.
Okay.
Keep talking.
Okay.
Tell
You have
everybody
the
how
wrong-
beautiful I am.
You have the wrong.
Tell them
URL
how I'm
for
the best looking guy you've ever seen. Tell them you're not gay,
I
but
think
if you were,
look
you'd go
great
for me.
So
Tell them how I am the best.
You put the lights off, you never know.
I'm gonna say that one, Jeff.
Everybody's freaked out about the whole gay thing. I mean, it's got to solve a lot of problems, you know? You don't fight over the remote or anything like that. Worst part is the sex. You know, I mean, it's two guys. How
You
long
can watch
it take?
all 3 football games.
You get double the wardrobe, never have any salad, get the light.
What do you think, Mike?
It almost sounds like the ribbon's bad in the microphone.
It's the old ribbon again.
No,
The old ribbon machine.
I checked the
Can you
process.
plug that mic into this one to see if it fixes
Yeah.
it?
You have a ribbon in your pocket?
No.
Oh, you don't carry a ribbon.
Not for one of these.
We would have
Well,
thought,
not for anything.
we thought you were the best. We did.
Deputy Dan was just saying, I bet Mike doesn't have a ribbon with him.
I did.
He doesn't have a ribbon to
I won lunch.
lean on.
Again. That's why if you see Mark chasing you with a chainsaw, you don't have to worry.
Yeah.
Unless he turns around.
If he comes at you backwards, he comes at you backwards, you got a
Or
problem.
turns it upside down.
They can't hear
That is beautiful. Did we hear how long you can mow, or can you cover an average grass? He didn't say it.
He didn't say that.
Yes, no, he did. He said you'll be able to mow the lawn.
There's different type of lawnmowers or batteries.
Oh,
and stuff
different
like that.
sizes.
To affect the length of time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd have to calculate.
They are at Home Depot. They're $300 or $400.
You better work it.
I told those guys if it wasn't, I was like, you know, I'll talk about it, but it better be a good deal, and that was a good
That's
deal.
a smoking deal.
Okay, does this still
It's
sound
only
bad?
one day, though.
That sounds bad.
Could you imagine people's brain? How am I going to get the gas and
It
oil out
sounds
of
good.
it? You know,
Yeah.
oh, no.
You just know there's going to be gas and oil all over the neighbor's yard.
Let's just dump it out on the lawn.
You're just testing it.
Yeah. Okay, now put this one in queue. This should be mic 2 or mic 3. Does it sound bad? It sounds bad? Okay, so it's not the microphone. It's something in the wiring.
It's been that way for 4 days. Grant said he put in 3 trouble tickets.
Wow. Yeah. I know engineering is shorthanded and backlog, but they should have.
We have suffered immensely over it.
Yeah.
Tragic.
Deputy Dan threw a fit on air during the beginning of the show.
Looking for a discount?
Yeah. We're looking for a discount. I mean, money back? I mean, what about money back?
That's a mark. You get hot water, you got $1,000 off this hotel in Vegas.
What? I love it. That was that place
All right.
you went to.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
Be careful, Jack, my leg there.
All right, 303-713-8255.
We've got a lot going on. You got any problems, though, 303-713-8255. Give us a call. I'm trying to think where I left off. I think we're all caught up. I do want to tell you this. Suzanne and I, after the show, we are going RVing. Guess where we bought our RV? You ready? Century RV. We don't just talk about these people. We actually use them. I spent a lot of money with these guys, and unlike a lot of people, I still shop. I shop from New York to Arizona, and don't ask me why Arizona, not California, but there is a reason, for my RV. And I found the best price right here in Denver. In fact, they are the largest Cougar fifth wheel dealer in the entire United States. And Cougar also makes travel trailers. If you don't have the big truck to pull it, you can still get a beautiful ultralight travel trailer for under 24 grand with these guys. The discounts they have going on now are unbelievable, but they've got Class C's, they got Class A's, and they have interest rates as low as 1.99%. Right now is the time to check out Century RV. They have 2 locations, by the way, one north of Denver, just off I-25 by Highway 119, basically Longmont, and then the other one in Lakewood, just north of 6th Avenue. Give these guys a call or just shoot down this weekend. If you've been putting it off and you want an RV, they have the smallest ones up to the big ones, new and used, and you're going to get the best price. Ready? 303-453-1111. 303-453-1111, or you can go to centuryrv.com. Let's go to Mike. Martin says he's got a death wobble. Martin, go ahead. What's going on?
It's not that I have a death wobble. I have 2 issues.
Yes.
One is that on the Fords with the death wobble,
yes.
What I found is that if they're the 2-wheel drive, they won't have the death wobble. And everybody I know that bought one that prospectively had the death wobble, gave the truck a lift, and that eliminated it.
Not the one I was... Oh, you mean they did something to modify it? Well, that's fine, but who cares? You go drop... I've had 2 I've personally dealt with. One was a Platinum Edition 350, and this thing was like a $100,000 truck. And I know everybody out there is going, no, Ford doesn't sell one for $100. Trust me, they sell one for $100. Now, the second one I was in last week was a factory stock 2017 F350, the Super Duty with the diesel, all-wheel drive, and this thing does it virtually every time you hit 75 miles an hour. And
well, and it was 4-wheel drive, right?
Yeah, it is. But here's the deal. Okay, yeah. So what? Ford expects you to go out and you've got to spend money outside, even though you're under warranty, to fix your vehicle. That's just crap, man.
Right. Now, the other question I had was, I've got a 65 Mustang.
Yep.
That I rebuilt the transmission years ago.
Yeah.
And it's been sitting in the car, but I have not run it because I'm restoring it.
So what's your question?
My question is, even though it has fluid in it and it hasn't been run for years, what do I need to do to start it up?
Tom, with Advanced Transmissions, what do you think?
Well, first things up, I'd make sure your fluid levels are fine.
He's saying there's no fluid in it.
Oh, there's no fluid in it?
No, there is.
Oh, there is?
Oh, there is fluid in it. It just hasn't been turned over.
Well, I think you might want to make sure your engine situation is right before you start thinking about the transmission. Check all your fluids. And what do you think, Al?
But I would dump that fluid only because the degradation that happens to the fluid from the moisture in the air. It's going to break it down. That's such an easy thing to do in that, especially if it's a restore. I mean, you want it all done right. And the problem is you're going to try to get all that fluid out. So if it sounds to me like you're very capable, I would even pop off cooler lines, right, Jeff? Try to blow some of that out of there and clean all that fluid.
Well, it probably doesn't have to go that far. On a 65, there should actually be a drain plug inside the converter as well, so
Jeff,
you can probably dump all that out of there.
Jeff, you say people should always do their transmission on most vehicles about once a year, right?
I recommend once a year.
So even if it was sitting, still once a year.
Yeah, because like you said,
it breaks down.
The fluid will actually absorb moisture and everything else out of the air. So you want to actually get that out of there and replenish it with some new fluid.
Mike, I appreciate the comment. I hope that helps.
On that 65 Mustang, he didn't tell us. Is it just a basic? Is it a Shelby?
I don't know.
Anything special? No.
Okay, well, I'll ask him. Is it anything special, Martin?
It's fastback with the 289.
Is that
My
special?
dad bought it off the showroom.
That's
and
special.
I've had it ever
I know Dan's special.
Oh, the fastback special. Yeah, Dan's very special, but not as special as the Mustang.
All right, thank you, Martin. 303-713-8255. Bruce has a problem with Groove Subaru. I assume it's a problem, maybe not. Harry wants to talk about a Hyundai Elantra SEL, and Mike has a check engine problem. We do have one. No, we don't. 303-713-8255. Everybody hold tight. We'll be back right after these messages.
C4 it could be a C5.
Is the fastback? They made it was 64 was the first year of the Mustang.
I think my Ford would not have C4.
But that was not the fast. They didn't make a fast.
Harry is the guy you're helping you help buy one.
Did he buy it?
I think the deal was done but not signed off. Okay, he said you told him to call in.
Maybe. I don't remember.
He said Mark told him to call.
Because you can't charge them very much. They're easy jobs. And really, well, there's a
30 or 60.
Depending on what you're doing.
Okay, guys, hold up.
Weather forecast. Chance of afternoon storms with a high today of 78. Right now, cloudy and 68. With the traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30. K-How.
With more than 6,000 hotels across the country, including La Quinta, Days Inn, and Super 8, a great hotel by Wyndham is closer than you think. Find one near you
Guys.
and book direct at wyndhamhotels.com.
How about a full cleaning of not only your air conditioner before you kick it on when it starts getting hot, but your furnace? So both of them for $68. It's only for the first 10 callers, and it's Fix It 24/7. And this is a real tune-up. They're going to come out and they're going to clean the dirt out of it. They're going to check the entire system. They're going to give you a no breakdown guarantee as well. If it does break down, they'll refund that money. You ready? 720-526-3939. First 10 only. 720-526-3939.
No, especially when we've been doing a lot of cast iron fiberglass for the last.
I put together some deals we can do with at some point.
We are doing a screaming deal, bro. You're going to give away.
His Mustang.
I'm going to tell you what you're going to do.
No, we're not doing that. That never worked out.
Tires.
Never worked out for me.
I think it will this time.
I got first out.
How about free turbo upgrade on any car?
Yeah.
You got
And dyno
truck with a C6 or an RV with a C6.
Free dyno machine
Yeah.
with every oil change. Al will come install a dyno machine in your house. And if you don't have a garage,
We'll build it.
Al will guess where you got your shoes.
if Al can't guess where you got your shoes, your oil change is free.
For the rest of your life. Oh, that's terrible.
I wonder if anybody's ever done. What would the dollar amount have to be? Let's just take a 2015 Civic.
There's cars coming in.
20,000 miles. How much for a lifetime oil change? So you'll do their oil change every 5,000 miles for as long as they own the car. I've never heard of anybody do it. Would it be worth it to you to do that? And if, well, it's always going to be worth it for a certain amount.
It's about Mustang.
So what would it be worth?
What's that? To do that?
$500? $400? I don't know.
I would think. I think you'd have to cover the cost because you will. Remember, it affects by what the commodities sell.
Yeah, but you're also banking they remember.
Right.
They don't move.
Right.
They don't sell the car.
$500? Yeah, maybe.
500, I'd sell them all day.
500.
And you get to see the car every 5,000.
That's what I like about it.
I like that too.
He does the, we were playing racquetball, he dropped it off for his lifetime Firestone alignment. So when we were coming out, I said, okay, check your phone. I bet they called, and they're going to hit you with tie rods and something else. What did they hit you with?
Shocks. Not shocks,
struts.
Leaking struts.
They're leaking?
Lifetime alignments. I mean, that's how they make money, though. And it doesn't mean you didn't need the struts. You could have.
Maybe two of those.
What kind of miles?
And
115.
He needs them, definitely.
Really?
Oh, yeah, no.
Really?
Yeah, well, you don't ever notice the shops until you put new ones on and you drive the ground. Oh, this is the way it's supposed to be. Because it affects your braking, your stability, and everything on the vehicle. What kind of vehicle?
So could that, Hyundai?
Yeah.
Santa Fe? So would that affect the alignment a little bit too, or because when the tires can be
yes, well, it will certainly be an adjustment. The thing with the shops too is it knows that it's the car. A lot of the car knows how to slam. It'll improve your braking. And whenever you put shocks in your trucks, the gas trucks.
Scarcity is a real thing.
Yeah, it's like going from
Unfortunately,
painless to Nike. I mean, it's.
My guys are actually pretty
And
catchy.
that's
This is somebody.
And they sell these
else's
things, you should buy them,
and
the
they
whole
don't
piece
use it.
together, right?
That's
So this
the
pretty
new
good.
direction they're going for the quick
Yeah,
strip.
there are
Quick strip,
times
the
where
reason.
things
Because
happen.
what seems to make
Mistakes
top
happen.
plates stop making
Those
noise.
things you understand.
And when these cars go out, they squeak.
But you
And
created the
they
action.
reduce the price. Quick strips now are so much cheaper than they used to be. When it comes to
I
new
just had to get
springs and
rid of
everything,
all of it.
you will.
Plus
get
labor's
cheaper.
way cheaper.
Yeah, it's much cheaper.
No,
And
actually,
they go in and
I
out
actually
the
really
door
like
so
that.
fast.
Could I put them on? Because his work was.
The front
Probably.
ones usually, the back ones a little bit more. Yeah.
I think you could put them on,
major
actually.
elevation.
On that vehicle.
That's
Yeah.
the women.
I offer online Facebook,
He says he was trying to.
what do they call it, FaceTime?
You know what, I should bring it to your thing tomorrow, and they can show how you easily use it.
Yeah, you could give an example of how to do your own quick strike. This is a smart guy.
Hey, the vendors are gonna be there, Napa's gonna be there, Factory Motor Parts.
Let's talk about that, I keep forgetting. Are they giving all the freebies out too?
They got a bunch of freebies.
What's the best freebie?
The jump boxes, the little battery packs that jump your car for V8s, and, that's a great
Hey,
deal.
we got trivia for you. What does swag stand for?
Oh, good one.
Seminar, got some of the tooling. but-
I literally
Oh,
guessed
you,
that.
you said we'll
All
give
right.
a swag out.
Let me ask my children.
They were actually just in my shop yesterday.
I don't know, what does it stand for?
It's actually
Things like that.
Stuff
They're not
we
really
all
as far as
get.
parts are concerned. I told them
Stuff we all get?
because I can still
Are you
pull
kidding me?
A and reds. A ampersand.
Okay, guys, hold tight. Willie Nelson. I heard he smokes a little of the ganja. I have heard that.
I'm not sure if it's true. What do you guys think? Chime in.
Apparently he has his own. Mark.
Al just got off. Go ahead.
Apparently he has his own brand.
He's got his own
like
brand.
his own line or something.
His own line of the ganja.
I think they call it a strand, don't they?
Oh, okay.
I like
Strain.
Oh, who doesn't like Willie?
Yeah, he's
He's
good
so
stuff.
awesome.
He is. What is he, like 110?
I
At
thought you
least.
said, who doesn't like ganja?
Who doesn't? Oh, who doesn't like ganja?
Yeah, your listeners just tuned in.
All right, 303-713-8255. Eric's got a comment on that lawnmower event. I'll take that real quick. Go ahead, Eric.
Yeah, hey, Mark. Hey, so I got an email yesterday from Adams County about this because they're doing it with Commerce City also.
Oh, cool.
And I would suggest people do their research because these mowers have more some. When you look at the ratings and reviews on the mower that the guy talked about before, it seems to have mixed reviews. But one thing to keep in mind with electric mowers, they don't mow as well as a gas mower when your grass gets deep.
Because of course, the deeper the grass, even gas mowers don't work as well.
Well, I have a friend who has to, during peak growing season, May, June, July.
Yeah.
He has to mow his lawn 3 times a week.
Oh, wow.
Otherwise, his mower can't keep up.
I think they'd just be
lawn.
if it actually handles what you need done for 170 or whatever he said. That's a hell of a good price if it actually does it.
I have a mower that doesn't run. I'm actually thinking of taking it over, trading it in on it, and then turning around and reselling it.
You should, man, because he said they were $300 to $400. I was shocked at the price when they said, "Hey," when Suzanne's telling me, "Hey, these guys want to talk about it," I'm like, "What's going on here?" And they said it was a total of screaming deal, so I guess it is. All right, Eric, I appreciate that. Go ahead, Albert.
And you know, for the person that doesn't want to do all the upkeep with the fuel and oil and all that, it's a nice little option to plug.
And there's
it
not
in.
much that can break on something electric. I guess you could still chip the blade or something.
They've made them so much better because they have the gearing in them now, and so I'm thinking about getting that guy to mow my lawn and buy one of those.
I'm pretty sure that guy is the one that sold me the he sold me a blower and a chainsaw over a year ago, and they've been excellent. I've had no issues. Because I bought both of them, I've got 2 batteries, so I always, regardless of which one I use, the other battery's charging. Mike, what's going on with this? Actually, I'm sorry, I've almost done it to you twice, Mike. What's going on, man?
Marky Mark.
Mikey Mike.
Good morning, you guys. Or almost noon in Colorado. Hey, I'm up in Montana, formerly of Colorado.
Cool.
Have a 2016 Ram 1500. It's got the 5.7 Hemi. I live kind of in the mountains, quite a ways from larger cities, so getting to a dealer to have a check engine light looked at has been a little bit of a problem for me. So, check engine light came on, took it in dealership. They ran the code reader. It came up as a fuel pressure sensor issue. Started asking me some questions. Being a 16, it only has 13,000 miles on it. the dealership, the service writer asked me a couple of questions, said, have you filled up with fuel recently? Did you let it get low? Low fuel, light come on, anything like that? And I said no. So he said he didn't see it being a real problem. They cleared the code. I drove it for another week, and check engine light came back on.
What do you think, guys?
Well, again, like we were saying before, codes are a place to start diagnosis. It doesn't necessarily tell you what the problem is.
Well,
So,
let me add to it though. Here's the issue and my question. So, I drove it for a while. Check engine light came back on. I called and made an appointment to take it back in and have them, do their thing, right? And I drove it for a while, and the check engine light went back off. It came back on after another 4 or 5 days, and when I called the dealership, he said, if the light isn't on, and this is my question, if the light's not on, do they have a way to go ahead and check it out and diagnose
most
it?
definitely,
is there a
yes.
recording?
Yes, it stores in what's called a historical memory.
Unless someone erased that, right?
Yep. You're right. But if he's had the vehicle the whole time, nobody's erased it. Even disconnecting the battery won't make that go away.
Okay. Yeah, and that's what I was pretty
still under warranty, right, Mike?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
And
okay. Well, make
that
sure
was
you I think Ford's 3-year 36. Make sure you handle it before that 3 years hits.
So on the pressure sensor, what did they say about it? What I'm kind of missing maybe that piece.
Well, and they didn't give me much info. They had a hard time because the code came up with kind of a funky number.
Uh-huh.
And when the number came up, it took him like 20 minutes to find the code as to what it was. And the only thing he could find was a fuel pressure sensor something. And that's all they told me. But when they cleared the code, he said, drive it. And he said, if the light starts blinking, you absolutely need to get back in.
Sure, sure. So you have coding that's going on in the vehicle. The fact that it went off while you drive, soft code, or basically, to me, the thing kicked up something. So it senses something in that system. I would have thought they would have tested that circuit and look at the input, look at the value, and done a little bit more work. It sounds like maybe it needs to be dispatched to a different technician.
Yeah, you need to get it up there and get it handled. Mike, thanks for the call. 303-713-8255. We've got a lot going on. I want to get back with his Groove. Deputy Dan, real quick, do we have a lot of issues with Groove? I don't know why it's sticking out in my brain.
Well, we've had a couple, but I thought they'd take...
Nothing outrageous. We'll figure out what that is and a lot more. 303-713-8255. We'll be back after this.
Which group? Subaru. They do a pretty decent job.
Yeah, we use them quite a bit.
Yeah, they've done pretty
That's
good. They do a good sales business. They try to be a folk more in both things. The only thing we ever get is where their estimate's too high and we beat them. That's
Right.
That video is unbelievable. The guy sitting in his car with that truck.
The 18-wheeler, yeah.
Oh, with semi?
Yeah, the
He's in jail.
speed of that vehicle is just insane. But like Jeff said, it's possibly a runaway. I mean,
It's a lost control truck.
Because runaway, but it wasn't going downhill now.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It all takes. You can run a diesel engine off of one cylinder. You get a cracked oil ring, that diesel produces enough compression it can pop the oil.
Can't you shift it to neutral?
Yeah, then everything starts to blow up. But yeah, you can.
Well, that's what I would do versus going 60 miles an hour.
Think about it though. If it's engaged, can you physically pull it out of
Potentially, yeah.
it?
If he's a stick shift, he might not be able to get out.
You may not be able to pull it out of it.
Clutch him.
Good luck.
Yeah.
It's a whole different ballgame when you're talking to heavy duty trucks.
When something
There's so much, that's why when
There's not enough hydraulics to take care of.
That's why when you get up in the mountains and it tells trucks to use lower gears, it's not just to control the speed.
Right.
If they start going too fast, they're not going to
But
be able
this
to
was
get.
like, say, on a flat highway.
Again, if he's got too much speed, he may not be able to transition that.
This thing was backed up. The traffic was backed up.
Well, but you never know if the backup was where that guy was, because the lane next to him it wasn't backed up, and that's why that 18-wheeler looks like it was coming unabated from a long way.
Well, yeah, and you can see that there's a car on the side, ready to multiple lanes, and sometimes there's an open lane, and then things come to a stop.
And that could be the exit lane.
Yes.
To
merge because it's a bridge.
Right. This is where on I-25 and major freeway 70, those trucks have to be on there, but they need to find a way to regulate that a little better, especially during rush hour.
Yeah. Like I said, what was the vehicle a while back? They said they couldn't stop it. It was a car.
Put up premiums.
So it was a Toyota's, wasn't it? Because it was an accelerator pedal issue is what they
Right.
claimed.
Come on, shift it neutral, let it blow up. If there's people that have had drive 5-10 miles and they couldn't stop the car. Come on, if you're that stupid, you shouldn't be driving.
Well, have you met the average person?
You're good point, Jeff.
Well, that's actually
there is not
very...
enough chlorine in the shallow end of the gene pool.
So you're saying the average person shouldn't be driving? I drive the Canyon every
Okay, see,
weekend.
you just proved my point. He's driving.
I drive the Canyon, and I swear, well, maybe 10% of the people should not be driving the Canyon. Should not be driving up and down and all.
Mm-hmm.
There was one I'll never forget up there. They were driving up there, this is years ago. A boulder fell down and killed the passenger, and the driver was unscathed. Nothing. How the hell does that happen?
You pissed somebody way off.
Somebody way up there.
Yeah.
So your question about being in a pickle, by the way?
Yeah.
It has a huge, long history, dating back to
way back.
Old Danish and German.
So we're saying the baseball wasn't baseball.
It wasn't baseball, but it was more offensive.
Daniel, Mark, Del Frisco's Grill is going to be in the burger battle this year. There's no way they're beating Crave. No way.
Oh, I bet Del Frisco's will beat them.
Del Frisco's Grill.
Yeah, I know.
That's the little luncheon
They'll
place.
pull it all out.
I don't know. It's a lot of burgers for me.
That sounds good, actually.
I know.
does,
That
doesn't
sounds
it?
good right now.
No,
You guys, the burger battle is good. I mean, for
Oh, man,
drinks,
it's a
yeah.
great deal, too. It's
Well,
all you can drink, all you can eat.
Yeah, burger battle down in Metro State.
It's usually like a Sculpture Park area downtown. It's downtown.
Yeah.
So you pay, I think it's like $70. There's usually about 10 to 15 different burger places. But these burgers are like, just, they're crazy. They have like mozzarella and scrambled eggs,
There's
waffles,
especially
and chicken. Is this me? Oh, God, I almost jumped in. I swear to God, I almost jumped in. I am so glad I asked. That's the second time I thought it was intro music, and it's a stupid commercial.
So if you go there,
Once again, proving how professional he is.
So if you
Because I asked.
I'll give you a hint. If you go there so you can eat more, you throw away the bread.
Joe coming up?
I usually do anyway.
Okay, guys, hold on. 60 Lazera.
With more than 6,000 hotels across the country, including
She gets sauced up and get into an accident?
closer than you
Sounds great.
Find one near you.
You need sauce?
At WindhamHotels.com.
All right, one of my favorite attorneys out there, Joseph A. Lazera. If you've ever been accused of a crime, you have to have representation. You've got to call Joe Lazera. He's a great guy. He specializes in DUIs and assault and stuff like that, even domestic violence. This guy can help you out. Even if you're guilty, you want to go in with someone that can get you a better deal. That's what it comes down to. Joe has created relationships with a lot of these DAs. And yes, believe it or not, when you have an attorney that knows everybody, knows the judges, knows the district attorneys, knows everybody involved in these cases, including the DMV, do you realize if you have a DUI, you have a couple different hearings you got to deal with. But you want someone good who knows what they're doing and knows everybody. You can get a lot more. You might get your license back if it's a DUI. He might get you off scot-free. 303-429-6200. Whether you were just accused or guilty, call Joseph A. Lazera. 303-429-6200 or lazeralegal.com.
I'm in a problem with C&K transmission. Have you seen the place?
Is this the place in northeast Denver? Yeah, I think I've heard of it.
Have you been hitting the bottle too hard, getting sauced up even during the week? Do you do meth more than once a month? When you do heroin, do you still want to drink?
You want to shoot up in a special place?
He doesn't even have a website.
Listen, did you beat the hell out of your old lady last night? Did you tune her up?
Why? What'd you hear?
What'd you hear? Jeff goes, hey,
You can't believe a thing like this.
It was an accident. It was an accident.
She kept ramming her face into my fist. It was unbelievable.
I tried to run.
I had a customer call me on these guys like, oh, he's the second transmission shop.
Yeah, $1,000.
And I got it. I was like, oh, seriously.
Hey, what'd you think about the
have
Bronx pick?
Knock yourself out.
I don't know much about it.
A tight end, though? They trade down and pick up a tight end? I thought they had like 4 tight ends. Apparently weren't as tight as what we thought.
I question now on this thing if Elway's got stuff.
Because they could have made up that stud like that.
It's like, oh, how apropos is this? It's spelled KRMA. It's pronounced.
I watch it. I can't. It's very boring.
So I remodeled my Littleton store too, Mark.
What's that?
We remodeled our Littleton store.
There are a few things.
And it
most of the time,
looks like a doctor's office.
You know,
does it
in
really?
the same respect,
Yeah,
it's a good shop. Hey,
yeah.
You should hang an emergency. You should hang an emergency sign over there and charge $8,000 for an aspirin.
Yeah.
That does look really good.
Oh, yeah. You can slide a couple of this, couple of this.
Oh, the restroom's nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
Male, female? Yep.
The middle ground's getting smaller.
Oh, don't you know?
Very cool.
They're not gender neutral, we do designate between the stations.
You do or don't?
Do designate them. I just threw that in there.
Help! You don't just say.
Nice. Welcome to the show, the only show of its kind.
We are here to do what? Well, we're here to solve problems, answer questions, take your complaints, and to the tune of over $200 million. Yes? If you're new to the show, you're just tuning in, I just said it. We have saved people over $200 million in cash, merchandise exchanges, refund services, and we even got a lady a liver. Or was it a kidney? Damn it.
Mark, it was a liver.
A liver, literally.
Yeah.
So I don't even know how to value that. I could throw, I don't know, if you go to Mexico, what's a liver run? I don't know. I know there's some places you can buy one. We need to get a dollar amount, and we need to add it on there. 303-713-8255. That's the number you need. 303 Martino, by the way, works on and off the air. What do I mean by that? When we're not here, it goes to a voicemail. You leave it. We'll call you back. And we'll get you lined up on the air. We'll get you some help. That is what this show's all about. Literally, that is what this show's all about. We don't talk politics unless it has something to do with consumer affairs. But that's what we do. We tout the good businesses, and we go after the bad. So if you've been ripped off or taken advantage of, or just want to talk about an experience you had with a business, this is a place for you. 303-713-8255. Harry, are you the Harry I helped with a Hyundai purchase?
You are, or I am, actually.
Did you get it?
No, he's going down today, this evening, and we're going to get it. I wasn't sure. I drive a truck. I didn't get home till
You know what
last night,
Dave?
so.
You know what Dave told me at McDonald Hyundai. First of all, we've purchased a lot of Hyundais from these guys, but I still beat them up all the time. It doesn't matter. I love McDonald's for numerous reasons, and we don't do commercials for them. This isn't a commercial whatsoever. But I still price shop them with Arapahoe and Shortline, or it used to be Shortline. Now it's some other company. I forget.
Shop.
Now it's Shop, and they do one price. I love when people do one price. So there's no negotiations. It's their price or the highway. You know what I chose? The highway. Just my thought. The difference.
That's pretty much what I did with Arapahoe. So.
Yeah, well, in Arapahoe, and I agree with you, Arapahoe, you got to know how to shop. Because when you look online, it's very misleading unless if you really dig into their website. They'll have their online price, but that online price, and a lot of the dealerships do it, not just Arapahoe, the online price will include all the rebates. So military, guess what? If you're not military, no $1,000 for you. And it'll also include loyalty. If you don't have a registration on a current Hyundai, guess what? No $1,000 for you. And then guess what? The other one that they get you all the time. You know what it is?
It's the financing.
The financing. If you don't finance through the one they want you to, which is generally Hyundai, no money for you. So if it's a cash deal, forget it. It's going to cost you more. Well, I'm glad McDonald's. Oh, I forgot what I was going to tell you real quick, Harry. So the owner, or not the owner, but the sales manager, Dave, who's a great guy, he emailed me back and he goes, my God, man, this is a bloodbath. So I assure you, you got the best price possible. I'm not kidding. He usually doesn't use the word bloodbath.
No, I agree.
What was it? Brand new Elantra SEL.
SEL 14.5.
14.5 plus tax. That's dealer handling everything. 100,000 mile warranty on the powertrain. 60,000 mile bumper to bumper.
That's a deal.
Or I'm sorry.
That's a deal.
Yeah,
And
bumper to bumper.
Really,
This is Tom. I'll take that deal if you don't want it.
The car's not for me. It's for my father-in-law, and they're elderly, and I tell him all the time, I said, well, all Mark buys is Hyundais, and I've rented them. They're great cars.
They're great cars. Well, the warranty can't be beat. I usually sell ours right before 60,000 miles. That way they're easy to sell because if there's any problems, people feel very comfortable.
So it's not Hyundai, it's
Hyundai.
Okay.
It's Hyundai like Sunday.
No, it's Hyundai.
It's even in their manual. Hyundai like Sunday.
No, it's Hyundai.
Okay.
Hyundai.
Well, he's going to be going down there this evening, or we'll go tomorrow. I'd probably go with him tomorrow.
Harry, thanks. Seriously, man, thanks for the thank you.
I'll call you back and let you know, and you said to deal with Dave. Huh?
Just email me. Oh, no, well, Dave's a sales manager. He'll kick you over to somebody.
Great.
Just make sure it's that. If it's not that 14.5, give me a ring or an email. Later, Gator. Thank you.
On the spot.
Later, bye. I like how he said bloodbath. I mean, you know that's a good deal. And he's not playing with me. Some dealers will be like, so I'm curious what that sells for. Here's what I'd like to do. Who bought Shortline?
Shomp.
Shomp. Someone do me a favor. Jeff, do me a favor. Hop on Shomp. A 2019 Hyundai Elantra SEL. Let me know, because their price is their price. Make sure there's no rebates included. I want to compare 14.5 at Hyundai to Shop. 303-713-8255. Steve, what's going on? Steve, you're up. Tag, you're it.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
How's it going, Tom? Thanks for taking my call.
No problem.
Back in January, I bought an 05 Ford F-150 from the Denver Sheriff auction. And it drove all right, but had spars to no reverse, so I took it to this guy at C&K Transmissions, this guy Jimmy Edwards.
Deputy Dan, why does that sound familiar? We've had C&K problems.
It sounds a little familiar.
Sounds really familiar. And usually when they stick in my head like that or stick in my crawl, it's not good. So what are they doing? What's the problem?
Well, I mean, at first he hit me with $1,200 to rebuild the transmission.
Well, okay, that's so dirt cheap, I don't even know what to say.
Yeah. Right, and then after I brought it to him, he upped it to $1,500.
Still dirt cheap.
And, yeah, true, but, so, he's had the truck for almost 3 months, has not fixed it. I paid him because I went down there, and the main thing I wanted to get fixed was the fact that it had no reverse.
Steve, I don't think you did anything right. Everything you have done is wrong.
I know, you're right.
Where does it stand right now? Because I'm already looking around. We already know C&K, they're known for this. I mean, but anyhow, so where does it stand now? Is the vehicle still down there?
It's still there, and I thought if I took it, it would be over for me, but I think it doesn't really matter at this point.
So it's been 3 months. It's still not fixed. How much cash did you give him?
$1,450.
$1,450. Guys, this is what drives me crazy, and it doesn't matter if it's cement or a roof or a repair on a vehicle. It doesn't matter. The lowest price, generally speaking, there's the reason it's the lowest price.
100%.
Because it's impossible. It's impossible to rebuild. I bet just the parts alone would cost that. Guys, what would that typically run if someone brought it in and it needed a rebuild?
Depending on the extent of his damages, low size probably around $1,700, $1,800. Got a ceiling, probably top it off closer to about $2,900. So if you're not...
Tom, you agree with that? Same. Your shop would be about the same?
Oh, yeah. We're probably 18 up to about 29, 3,000 for standard OEM.
Anybody who is worth their spit's going to be competitive in price. When you're finding the guy that's lowballing, there's a reason for it.
Well, in knowing this shop, you guys ever hear of this one?
You're talking about the Kwanzaa hut in the middle of the salvage yard?
The Kwanzaa hut in the middle of the salvage yard. Is that what it looks like? I'm sorry, Steve.
Yes.
Oh my God.
That's the one.
So when you showed up and the guy wants money up front and you're sitting at what we just described, what are you thinking?
Well, no, he didn't want money up front. He said it was fixed, so I went down there to pick it up. I backed the truck up thinking it was fixed because that was the main problem.
And it had no
reverse. And I paid him, and when I was driving home, it wouldn't shift out of first or second gear.
Oh God! So you didn't even test drive it.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm just astonished sometimes, but I shouldn't be. I hear these calls every single day. Let's call these guys. Honest to God, let's call them. I don't want to call them any names yet, so I'll just hold tight. So hold on, man. Deputy Dan, get these guys to come on. This isn't our first rodeo with them. Let's just see what they got to say. This guy, it's not fixed, and he's $1,450 out of pocket, and it's been 3 months. Use the referral list, folks. We've got great people on the referral list. You know, I don't say just use a referral list because it's our referral list. I say it for a reason. They're not going to rip you off. They have signed our code of ethics. They've been background checked. They're not. Think about this. Tom with Advanced Transmission Center. He's not going to rip you off. Jeff Vick with Kimmer Transmission. They're not going to rip you off. Al Aramis, Pro Auto Care. Not going to rip you off. Referrallist.com. Tony, what's going on with you?
Yeah, hi.
Tony!
Oh, hey. Hey, just want to say thanks. I went to Premium Auto Glass and get a chip fixed, and yeah, they're really great. And I really
Premium Auto Glass is great. A lot of the bigger, actually, they're fairly big, man. They're in Colorado Springs. They've got numerous locations around Denver Metro. They're really good guys. I've used them twice. Here's what I love about them, Tony. Listen. My windshield, because I got these weird sensors and the car kind of drives or steers itself and stuff, they didn't want to do an aftermarket, and I've got Progressive as an insurance company, and I've got $50 glass breakage insurance. Most places wanted to put in an aftermarket, which is still very expensive. I brought it over to Premium. They called up my insurance company, and how they did it, I don't know. But I only paid $50 and ended up getting a $2,000 windshield direct OEM replacement. Those guys worked their butts off for me. And I know if you're a cash buyer, they're dang cheap, man.
Yeah, very good.
Very cool. Well, thank you. We always love kudos. One line open, 303-713-8255. Bruce, I've been chomping at the bit. What's going on with this Groove Subaru problem?
Yeah, I have a 2009 Subaru Forester, and I had received a recall notice for the passenger side airbag.
Got it.
And so I, hooed and hawed about it for about a month or so. And I said, fine, I'll take it down there. So I went down to Groove, showed it to him.
Well, what else? What do you mean you hemmed and hawed about it? I don't get it. What else? If you got...
Anyway.
Okay.
Anyway, so I got it down there.
Yeah.
And so after I got it down there, they brought up the history on that car, and they said, well, there's like 4 or 5 other items that are on recall.
All right, hold on. I got to hit up on this break. I'm curious where you're going with this. There's numerous recall items. I wonder if he's just upset they sold it to him with all these recalls, but we're going to find out. Everybody hold tight. We also have a Mercedes issue. And, my goodness, a rotor is stuck. Wow, 303-713-8255.
This report is sponsored by Wyndham Hotels
What do you think you're on $5 for the bill? For what? For F-150? 5 for the bill.
This is probably going to be 14 total.
God, I know we had a pretty big issue with C&K, and for the life of me, I can't remember what it was.
But how are you walk on that lot and still freaking give the guy any money? I have no idea.
Wait, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do that on a carryout basis. Forget it in the R&R.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even build the unit
for a
and
wholesale
just
carryout.
give it to someone. No way.
A wholesale carryout would cost more.
Wholesale carryout's more.
Out there,
Suzanne's got an update on C&K.
Get ready for some trivia, Dano.
Oh, I'm not very good at this trivia.
It's like roughly 12.5%.
I love businesses with a great background story, and I like owners that work their ass off, and I'm going to tell you one right now. His name is Mitch Floria. He owns Art of Granite. You can check him out at artofgranite.net, but this guy does it right. You realize he came to America with $300 in his pocket in 2003. No family, no friends. He works his way to Denver. He learns how to do granite. He learns how to fabricate granite, and he's the best of it. If you want a premier designer, he's got one. These guys are going to hook you up, and they're going to do the job right. I'm going to give you the phone number, 303-386-5919, but I want to tell you this, too. You can actually take your cell phone, you can take some pictures of what you want remodeled and get a quote directly from him. You'll email him the pictures. He'll give you a pretty good quote. I mean, what I mean by pretty good, it'll be a great quote, but it'll be pretty close to exactly what it is with just the pictures. Art of Granite, I don't know anybody else that makes getting a quote so easy. So, Go to artofgranite.net to check a little bit about the company. But call them up, 303-386-5919. They'll give you an email where to send the pictures, and you can figure out how much that kitchen or bathroom's going to be. And by the way, if you do the kitchen, they usually do the bathroom for free. 303-386-5919, Mitch Floria, artofgranite.net. I don't mind going long in the third.
Suzanne's update on C&K. It's owned by 44th Auto. Didn't hear. That's the company that keeps vehicles for.
I remember it. Ooh, we're running out of day.
What's that?
The time is cranking, man, today.
We're
Good
at
show.
it.
You do a great.
We're
you
at
do
it
a
here
great
as soon
job.
as one hits, bro.
You do a good job. You move from caller to caller to caller. Just saying.
You do.
We're
Well-oiled operation.
we're hopping in the RV. We're out of here.
Love it.
Where you headed to?
We're actually, I tried to get into this place all last year. I was booked solid all last summer. It's in Blackhawk, or Central City. It's a KOA. They have a KOA right up to the top that looks down on the casinos.
Yeah?
What?
I know the guy that owns the place.
Man, it's got great ratings. Is he cool?
Yeah, it is a guy.
So if you need to catch in the
We're going to play
somebody
frisbee
else.
golf.
Yeah, right on.
They have a huge, how many holes is it, Dano? He's got a cabin up there.
20?
Or a house, actually.
20
holes? Wow. How much does it cost?
$5 till, what do you call it?
Labor Day. Memorial Day. $5.
That's cool, man.
I haven't played frisbee golf for 20 years.
You're here over at Castle Rock, right?
Franktown.
Franktown?
Close.
You know, the dog park right over there, what was it, Plaza, I think? And Parker Road, basically, they've got a big old course set up over there that runs all along the.
Is the dogs there too?
Not inside the. There's a dog park there where you can run the dogs.
Oh, the free.
But
So that's
along,
free though.
All that river basin right up in there.
We actually bought. We bought a frisbee pack, both of us, Suzanne and I. It's got like it's just like golf clubs, 5 different ones.
But yeah, there's a whole course right along the drainage right in there.
Maybe that would help my golf game.
Can you bring a frisbee?
I hit a golf ball once.
You hit it once. With your car?
No, I knocked the hell out of it. It was, everybody was impressed. I figured, I'm going to retire on top of my game.
There you go. Yeah, just
I'm
stay
done.
right here.
So I could be out fishing right now. Why am I here?
I wonder where this guy's going with this groove prop. And what was he talking about? He hemmed and hawed.
I thought getting it in, I guess.
They said, let's get past that.
Yeah, I know that he didn't want to go there.
No, it's kind of like the guy who lost his customers' keys and thought it was his customer's fault.
That was,
I did you a
then I bought him keys. I mean, I lost them, but I bought them.
Fucked up, but I didn't know how to
feel better. You got your keys now.
That was
Yeah, there's
very
your wife, but I hand her back.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think customer service is common sense, and then I realize it's not. I guess it's really not.
Well, what I don't get is it can be hard enough to do it the right way. You know, you run into trouble. You still get people. I mean, they come to us already not in a good mood anyway. They don't want to spend money here. There's no two ways about it.
Right.
So
you're starting with the card stack
to try to do things.
Okay, guys, hold up. All right. 303-713-8255. One line open. I got to tell you something.
Frank Duran, the real estate man, is doing. Listen to what I'm saying here. And if you listen to this show, you know he is Tom and I's favorite. Honest to God, you'll never meet a nicer guy. He's an incredible man, but what's remarkable about him, you'll go, how does he negotiate so good on a house? How? He's so nice. How does he do it? Well, honestly, I'm not so sure. With the exception, he goes to classes all the time to stay on top of his practice there. But here's what I want you to do. I am under the impression most of Denver, Colorado, we're at the top of the market. If you've even been thinking of moving soon, if you wait 2 years, your house may go down. And this has nothing to do with Frank. Frank might disagree with me. But what Frank is doing, 100% free. No, and when I say no pressure, let me tell you, Frank, zero pressure. If you simply want to know what your house value is, a real value, he's going to tell you. He'll give you a very accurate market analysis. He could care less if you're selling it or not. If you just want to know what your house is worth, I want you to call Frank Duran, 303-920-1622. 303-920-1622. Understand what you're sitting on. If you haven't figured out, if you haven't checked what the value of your house is in the last 2 or 3 years, I promise you, you could be shocked. I don't care if you're selling it or not. Just give them a call, 303-920-1622, for a free market analysis. All right, one line open. 303-713-8255. Side note real quick. That was weird. We just had our lights flicker. Jeff, when's the last time you did seriously check how much your house is worth?
Probably 10 years ago.
You should try them. People are shocked. They think they bought their house 8 years ago for, $300,000, and they're hearing back that it's easily being sold for $550. I can't believe where property in Colorado is gone. I find it remarkable. Al, how about you? How long ago did you buy your house?
It's been a while.
So you got a ton of equity.
I just polished the tires on that house, and
so you put some money in it.
No, the trailer. Only kidding. No.
All right. So Suzanne talked to C&K.
Jimmy. He's
Jimmy.
a nice guy.
Jim Bob.
But he did say, and it kind of rung a bell. I wonder if this was what he said last time. He hurt his back, so he's not been able to work on it. Thought it would be done by the end of next week. It just sounded sort of familiar, like health issues in the past when we've dealt with him.
So Jimmy over at C&K Transmission, that has had Steve's vehicle for 3 months plus, Steve?
Yes.
And you paid him $1,450 so far, right?
Yeah, and he's been complaining about health issues for 2 months, and he has an employee. I asked him if he could fix it, and he said he doesn't know how, and he's telling me to come pick up the vehicle. He does not know how to fix it.
I think you should pick it up and run.
Well, how long is old Jim Bob saying it's going to take?
He thought it would be done by the end of next week, but he, just emphasized his back was hurting.
Now I hear Tom in my head. I got this here's what Tom sounds like. Now, what's the difference if we give the guy a week? He's already paid. There's nothing to lose. And a lot of times he's right. So let's give this guy till next Friday. Steve?
Tom, I've been hearing this for months. So
he must have heard the voice in my head, too.
I don't believe the guy. I mean,
Steve,
he's an older gentleman.
Steve, I get you. Let's give him 1 week. Just 1 week. What else you can... Okay, what do you have to lose? Now I am... What do you have to lose? 1 more week? Well, my God, it's already been 3 months. And listen to me, if we're sitting here next week, okay, and that vehicle is not done, I will light them up. Fair enough?
All right.
They told us a week. I know they've told you week after week after week. I get it. Give us 1 week. You call in next Friday. I will personally light them up, and we will do a free commercial for them. How's that?
Okay.
Fair enough?
But, yeah, I mean, I don't believe a word he says. And he never calls me back. I have to call him from coworkers'
Okay, listen, we really want him to fix
it
it right now, so let's give him the week and let's quit talking negative about him until next week. We'll have plenty of time if old Jimmy doesn't handle it, okay?
When I tell you what, if in the event that it isn't handled by next Friday, I will personally pay for the tow, get it into my shop. What's going on with this rig?
There you go. What do you think?
I did bring that up with him. I said, take it somewhere else. And because I know that
he's not going to have any money to give you, man.
It goes into reverse. So, whatever the difference is to get it fixed, I asked him if he paid that, and he said it depends.
It depends.
So,
sounds like an attorney. Are you going to get me off? Well, it depends. All right, hold tight. 303-713-8255. Free that up, Suzanne. Just tell him, literally, here's where we're going to end it. Next week, just have him call back. What are you giggling about? What's his giggle?
Nothing.
No, what is it? I want to know. I want to know now. I feel some... Okay, so we have two...
Ask Dan. He laughed about it, too. He's a guy.
Go. Dan, what?
What was it?
Oh, jeez.
That's
You know
why I
what?
wasn't going to say it
You
on the
guys
air.
are so juvenile.
Oh,
Terrible
we
segue.
just get it from you.
So juvenile. Did you say that on air?
No, I didn't. I said that in your ear.
Oh, my God. You know, juvenile. Now I do know how Tom feels. Deputy Dan is one of the most juvenile people I've ever met. David, what's going on with this Mercedes?
Yes, I was wondering if Al had any ideas on getting a rotor off that's stuck. I've taken obviously the Allen wrench bolt out, liquid wrench.
Slide hammer.
Yeah, I've done rubber hammer. What else?
No, a slide hammer, right?
Right. So is the rotor coming off because it's gouged and bad? Are you trying to get to the bearing, a hub? What are you trying to do?
I'm just trying to replace the rotor and brake pads. That's all.
Yeah.
The rotor had
Okay.
snapped. I've never had that
Right.
happen before.
So-
So it was. So I've got the outer ring out of there, and it's it's not much to work with, but
Right.
I've got enough
It's hard.
to where I could. You'd think get it loose. I just can't.
No, here's what happens. They seize almost is what they do. And like Mark Kidd, he said a slide hammer, unless you don't have one, that answers all the stuff. But even with those, it's pretty hard.
Most people don't have one at their house.
So there's that, hey, how can you recommend? And I do this very cautiously because people using sledgehammers, sometimes that's what it takes.
You can do more damage, too.
You can do damage, but if you spin it, get it to loosen up, there are multiple things. You want to kind of shock it, okay? If the rotor's being replaced, what are you going to damage? Unless you're just a Godzilla and you break the hub. I mean, how do you do that? But, you're in a situation, if you don't have the specialty tools, you got to loosen. You've used the penetrants and stuff, they're not getting in there, okay? So the thing is, you got to shock it. So you can hit it on the vent part of it, spinning the rotor, hit it a bunch of times. Then where the caliper was removed and everything's out of the way, boom, bang it a couple times.
You might be able to find someone that would loan you a slide hammer a shop, but they're gonna want you to drop $500 or something before you bring it back.
On a lot of the auto parts stores, you can rent things.
You can rent the tools.
You can.
Yes, O'Reilly's is doing that now. You got to call location.
Go get a slide hammer, man. Yeah, slide hammer basically bolts onto the rotor. You use the bolts, and then it literally has this weight that slides to the end and puts all that what is that? Not friction, but
it's weight, it's
motion.
Mass.
Yeah,
it's mass.
Momentum.
Momentum.
I love that word.
Dan is the engineer.
Okay, we'll try that, and thank you so much.
Hasta la vista, baby. Okay,
Good
let's
luck,
get back to this groove problem. So Bruce figured out that this vehicle. By the way, did you buy this Subaru from Groove, Bruce?
No, I did not.
Who'd you buy it from?
I bought it from a dealer in Ohio, an online dealer.
Okay, so you bought it. It was under warranty. You brought it to Groove. You found out that it needed an airbag, and then you found out that this thing actually needed a lot of other stuff, right, under warranty?
Right. There were like 5 different items that needed to be done for a recall.
So what's the problem with Groove?
Okay, so the issue is that when they also checked it, the tech said, or the rep I was talking to said that how long has it been since the head gasket has been replaced? And I said, I don't know. I had only owned the car for less than 2 years.
Okay.
So he said, we'll go ahead and replace it. And I said, okay. And he said,
Wait a
there's
minute.
other things like the idler pulley, the belts, and stuff like that. And I said,
Wait a second. Wait, as preventive maintenance, they said to do the head gasket?
The head gasket, yeah.
As preventive maintenance?
Yeah, on a Subaru Forester, this is the 3rd Forester I've had.
Wait, guys, have you ever heard of that, or am I crazy? Do you ever do a head gasket as preventive maintenance?
Well, you do it because they leak.
Okay.
They leak. They're notorious for failing gaskets.
I don't think ever in my life I have ever done on any vehicle I've owned a head gasket as preventive maintenance.
It's not
known
preventive.
specifically on those Subarus.
Oh, so just those Subies.
Yeah, the Subies. So when you do the head gaskets, a lot of times you're doing a reseal on those things because they leak like crazy, and the replacement gasket is so much superior than the original.
All right. Keep going, Bruce. So he says do this, do that. Yep.
Yeah. So I was prepared at that point to spend roughly, somewhere between $2,000 and $2,500. I'm like, fine, I'm good with that because I've been through this before.
Got it.
So I have at that point when I brought it in a driving working car. The only thing that would pop up was an occasional misfire on cylinder 3.
Oh man.
And it was one of those errors where it would pop up and then it would go away for a while, and it would pop up, and then, you know, like that. And
All right, Bruce, hold on. I hate to do this to you. I promise you'll be up first, but I know where he's going now.
I got info for him. I got info.
Oh, this could be good. Bruce, I promise. I know I've told you this before. You'll be first up. 303-713-8255. 303 Martino.
This is Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW and iHeartRadio.
You know what the problem is?
I don't know what the problem is, but I do know those Subarus have head gasket issues. That's why so many of them on the used car
They have
market.
a leaning issue on that tank as well. The fuel delivery, the way the manifold ran on those stuff, that's the first cylinder that loses rod bearings. We changed
Wow, the economy killed it.
They lose rod bearings. And so they probably took it apart and found out that his motor's got more problems than just
That
head
happens a
gasket.
lot.
Because that, you said, what was it, cylinder 3 misfire or something?
Yeah, it has a problem in that thing. My son's a super expert. He's just totally.
What does this mean? On that Ford V10 I was telling you guys about, occasionally, remember, there's only 3,000 miles on this thing, or 4. Occasionally,
Don't forget that blue oval on the front of it. So.
the first time it happened, I left the engine on while I was having the propane tank filled up, and I know what happened. I
It's a
know.
no-no.
I know. So anyhow, I know the intake sucked into some of that propane and gave it a misfire. So I plug in, the code was a misfire, reset the light, everything's fine. But now occasionally, it'll blink 3 or 4 times just driving. Usually it's if I'm under a heavy load, and then it goes off and never stays on. But it's always misfire on cylinder or whatever the hell. I mean, why the hell would it do that?
Probably those factory plugs in all actuality, they're junk.
Okay.
They're garbage. They need to be changed out. And the
But it never happened up to that propane part.
Propane enrichment, by the time it gets from the tank and the back to the front, is
It's not,
so
the
diluted.
tank is right next to the engine.
So it can have an intake scoop to actually suck it right there?
Well, it's in a compartment, the very front compartment on the
Right.
left, and then of course the engine's right in front of it.
Okay, and the vehicle was running while I had.
But it was literally running while he was filling it up.
Wow.
And when they bled it off, yeah, I know.
You're lucky you guys were bleeding afterwards.
I'm probably lucky you didn't blow it up.
Well, I was thinking, this wasn't start running away? Or?
No.
No,
Not
not
yet.
yet.
Well, no.
Not yet.
Okay.
No, it created a misfire.
It's just enrichment. It's enrichment, it's basically what it's
Yeah,
doing.
but well, I mean, he's under heavy load at the time. So.
Right, but his blinking is probably, I'm trying to think, it's like, it's reading a sensor intermittently, because the light could stay on.
Unless it gets pinged, but especially with a knock sensor, it's just eliminated.
There has to be an history. You would have to see it. And it's,
Okay, hold on, guys. If you've been suffering with any kind of pain, shoulder pain, or maybe a rotator cuff, knee pain, that's a big one, ACL tear, anything like that, you might want to look into stem cells. And now is the time to do it. And these are the real guys. This is Centeno Schultz. They're the pioneers in the industry. And while I'm thinking about that, if anybody has offered you stem cells before, it's a very easy way to tell if they're real stem cells or not. And that is they'll actually take them from your own body, then re-inject them with a guided. If it comes in a pouch and it wasn't from you, they're not real stem cells. They simply can't do it. A lot of these chiropractors act like they sell stem cells, and they simply don't. Centeno Schultz actually harvests them from yourself and then puts them back in with a guided needle. But I want you to check these guys out. In fact, Tom Martino and myself will be there on May 6th, and it's right in the tech center. Call now and get some time booked. There's no charge or anything. But if you've been living in pain, you don't want surgery, or you're hoping to avoid surgery, you'll find out if you're a candidate. And these guys don't play around. In fact, a lot of times they'll simply tell you up front, you know, they'll teach you all about it, but they'll say you're just simply not a candidate. It won't work for you. You really do need to have the surgery. So just check it out. They usually serve food. It's pretty cool, actually. And Tom will be there. So remember, ready? 303. Call him right now. 303-963-9201. If you've heard about these seminars and thought about them and been putting it off, just finally get it done. Go see if you're a candidate, and it is the real deal, I promise. 303-963-9201. 303-963-9201. And you can check them out at avoidsurgerytoday.com. That was a long spot.
Yeah. Have you tried running codes and see if it's popped back up?
I have cleared the codes the initial time. I watched the check engine light come on. I got in, I could actually smell the propane.
Wow.
I know, shut
I
up.
am amazed he was
That I'm
filling.
alive.
They teach you before you fill those things, you cannot have, like generators, you pull in with your generator and it's like, no way. No way, because we used to be next to a rental store and he would do it. I was like, I want the motor off, I need the generator shut off, and I need you out of the vehicle.
So literally it kicks on while he's filling it up, and I turn the engine off going, oh shit. And then I get home, I put my little blue thing on it, it connects to my phone, pull up the code, it's misfire, reset the code, we went on another trip, no problem. But then today, driving it up here, one time on the highway, my question was, why does the check engine flash?
I don't know why it's flashing.
Why? But then it flashes like 4 times and goes off.
Yeah.
Or not even 4. It flashes for a little bit and then goes off. It's never solid.
Maybe the Schnuchter valve might have went out.
The Schnuchter valve? Yes. Maybe there's a loose nut behind the wheel.
I'm thinking so.
You know what? You and
Get a
Dan
left-hand
must be the most immature people I've ever met.
left-hand adjustable wrench, you tighten those and it fixes them.
What did Suzanne tell you?
The sphincter valve. Tell me what.
That was so childish. What did Suzanne say?
I must have said, what did I apparently say you guys were giggling about? I will go. Apparently I said I'm getting somebody off.
I didn't hear that.
They're both in there laughing so hard, and I must have said I'm getting something off. But I give Tom
I'll
so
get
much
you
shit.
off.
Man, I really like those Hummers, he'll say. One of my favorite vehicles, and he's dead serious.
Hey, can we get those lives?
Yes, we're going to do it right now.
Okay.
Guys, I'm going to press you for a good
You like the
thing.
Hummers? Do you remember your first blowjob?
My what?
Your first blowjob?
My first. I remember my first, but my first blowjob.
That he gave or without.
That's why I gave
Because usually the answer is how it tastes.
Damn, I'm glad I was thinking hard.
Oh, goodness.
That is pretty good.
Step right in it, man.
Must be car day.
It's like when you were a kid and you used to blow bubbles, you know? He says hi.
Almost said hi. Oh, we lost some listeners.
Yeah, we just people are tuning out right now.
All right, 303-713-8255.
Remember, when we're not here, referralist.com for the best of the best, troubleshooter.com. And guys, I'm going to prep you real quick. I want screaming deals from you guys, but I want to talk to Al real quick. Al, you've got this thing coming up. You only have a few spots left.
Yeah.
But I know some people listening that live in Littleton, Lakewood. It's going to be right over on Santa Fe by Arapahoe Community College at one of Al's locations. I'm going to have you tell everybody what it's about and why to go to it, but I'm going to tell people why to go to it first.
Yeah.
The freebies. Guess what he's giving out? Is this for everybody, the jump box?
No, not everybody. There's grand prizes. Everybody gets something.
Everybody gets something, but you're giving out jump boxes.
Yeah, I'm giving out the ones you charge. You can put them in your glove box. They'll start your car. You can leave them in your garage. You'd be the talk of your neighborhood if you can help your neighbors.
Now, besides all the swag you're giving out,
yeah,
why would people go?
Well, first, Alaremas is there, number one. Number two,
I said, why would people go?
There we go. No, we do this as part of National Car Care Month, which is April, and for the community, we want to show people some things like check engine light. People kind of go, what is that all about? I'm going to connect the scanner and show you a vehicle, how it works. You're going to go on the underside of a car. I'm going to show you some functionality, suspension members, alignment machines. We have reps there. We have our techs there. We have our people.
What kind of reps are going to be there?
They're going to be the parts reps from
like Napa?
We have Napa factory motor parts. Hunter just was there dropping off pastries. We got all kinds of
so there's going to be food.
All kinds of food. Stuff your face, eat a bunch of
liquor?
No, we don't do the liquor.
Oh.
That never works. That's down the block.
That's probably not a good thing.
But here's the thing. I don't want to waste anybody's time. What I do is give you basically almost 39 years of experience.
How about like changing a tire for real?
That's a big one. People can hurt themselves. We do that, and we tell people, bring your young people, because I want to teach them about how to keep your car on the road, not break them down, cause problems. I see too many cars come in broken that could have easily been avoided. You need to call our stores, and you have to get a spot on here, because they're almost done, okay?
And it's truly 100% free. Nothing. You're not trying to sell them anything zip zero.
Nothing. And you get to see my brand new remodel. We just did up the Littleton store. It looks fabulous. Makes me look better. I mean, the whole thing is good.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
303 Pro Auto.
Yeah.
How many spots do you have left for real?
Honest to God, I've got about 4 spots. 4 to 5 spots, yeah.
Get them filled
but
up.
here's the thing.
I love the part about bringing a kid out.
I'm not going to turn you away. I'm not going to turn you away.
Oh, that's good. If my kid wasn't working tomorrow, I'd make him go down and watch how to... Seriously, just the changing the tire part, it's amazing. Or it's amazing how many people don't realize their new car doesn't even have a spare.
We'll have the rep from BG there talking about the additive products and what does it do for you. You need to know this stuff.
What to buy, what not to buy when it comes to additives.
Yeah, fuel and tranny and everything else that goes with it. Everybody gets a swag bag. We got raffle giveaways. It's going to be fun. You're really going to enjoy it. Tomorrow's supposed to be great weather, too.
All right, and you can meet Al Aramis himself in person. 303 Pro Auto. Jeff Vick, give me a screaming deal for people, and I promise I'll get... Oh, my God, hold on. I've got to get right back to Bruce. How many times do I make this poor guy hold? Bruce, let's finish your deal up.
Okay. Well, basically, I'll get to the punchline.
Go.
Okay. The bottom line is I brought this car in. Any little hill, it was bad.
So it's just dogging out.
Because of a computer upgrade that they did, that the car has to relearn itself. Well,
Al, that's what they told you, right?
Right. So
now, Al's looking at me like, Al, you're looking at me like you've heard this same story.
Right. Well, let me finish, guys.
Go.
Okay, so then this little fiasco goes on with me driving the car and trying to get Groove to fix it 2 more times. So I take the car down there 2 more times. And they finally tell me I have a bad transmission and I need to replace the transmission. Okay, but I had a car that I drove right in there with no problem except for that little misfire on cylinder 3.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is rough. And Jeff, I'll let you guys weigh in on the tranny piece. I always kind of go, okay, they got a relearn process. Part of what you want to do with a car, yes, is relearn. But it shouldn't have a lack of power going up a hill, leaving your shop.
Oh,
I mean...
Why would that have anything to do with the transmission, though?
Well, that's another subject. I mean, we're starting with what...
Okay, let's get to reality, though, Bruce. Have you brought it somewhere else to verify what's actually wrong?
It has gone to Advanced Transmission Shop.
And what's wrong with it?
And Advanced Transmission Shop, when they got it, basically told me that there are no signals, no electrical signals getting to the transmission at all.
Go ahead. Tom, you own Advanced Transmission. What's going on with this?
Tony, it's Tom. We talked about this, I believe, yesterday or the day before, and actually I jumped in the vehicle myself and drove it. Now, the challenge we have on that particular, I believe that was a 2015, is that right?
No, it's a 2009.
That was a 2009, okay.
It was I have Gary over at Lakewood Advanced.
All right, guys, I hate to, I have to. If I don't take breaks, we're done. So let's do it. We'll take a quick break. Bruce is probably ready to kill me. This guy's been on for like 15 breaks. Let's go.
This report is sponsored by Wyndham Hotels and Resorts.
This was a CB2 replacement, I think, which terrible, low mileage.
He's not getting any power.
Hey, Bruce, you're basically saying that you're alluding to that Groove screwed up your car, right? Yeah, I got you. Hold on. I got you. Hold on. Yeah. Hold on, man. I got to do a spot. God, he's even hard to talk to off air. Okay, hold on, guys.
Find one near you and book direct at wyndhamhotels.com.
How about any electrical problem? You'll get a technician, certified, insured, out to your house for $149, and that includes the repair and parts itself. We call it Find, Fix, or Free. Have you had an outlet out for a while, maybe a problem with the ceiling fan, something electrical that you want fixed and you put it off? Plumb Line Services, these guys do everything, of course, plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains, but They will actually come out to your place for $149, diagnose and fix a problem for $149. Now, if it's something major that you can't get fixed for $149, like a panel or something big, they're going to give you an estimate, and if you don't have it done, you don't owe them a dime, not one dime. Where else can you get an electrician out to your house and get a problem fixed for $149? Nowhere that I've ever heard of. Plumbline Services. Write it down for when you need them or finally get that problem solved. 303-586-1086. By the way, they make appointments 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. They work on holidays, emergency services, heating, cooling, electric drains, plumbing, and like I said, $149, fine, fix, or free. 303-586-1086. I got to do Frank Duran and approval reverse. Wow. Yeah, but they'll be right to the end.
Hungry now.
Fucking busy day, gentlemen.
I didn't think of it either.
Okay, you guys, screaming deal coming up. I'm going to basically say over the air, Bruce, we're going to talk to you off. You're going to talk to him off air when we get off. He's basically saying that Groove screwed up his car.
Well, we tell him it's probably not a transmission issue because we know that's a $7,000 misdiagnosis. And we're not going to put a transmission in there if we don't really think it is.
Yeah, then you're going to own it.
Oh, that's going to be a big problem. Not only that's more than the price of the car, huh?
He's an $8,500 transmission.
The power thing he's talking about, the reprogramming, is supposed to address the catalytic converter.
It came back yesterday, and it was a programming issue.
It is a programming issue?
It can be a problem. I had a 2015 Subaru that came back yesterday. It's an $8,500 job because we had to buy it from Group 56 programming issue. First time customer.
What are you going to do? Like I said, you do it right all day long, but stuff is going to go wrong.
You didn't build it.
Yeah. That's why I can't understand guys who do stuff sideways and try to. It's hard enough to do this the right way. Why would you try?
My way.
And a C&K can't do a 4R70.
Caller wants to know vehicle with 300,000 miles.
And he's trying to mandate the thing anyway. First of all, guys, I've never seen a mandate that doesn't come off. Okay? Stand by.
That STP used to solve everything, I thought.
Remember STP treatment?
I'll tell you right now.
Remember that? That's
What do I do?
I got
It's like honey.
weekend.
Flowed like honey.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is stuff. I remember everybody swore by it. I remember putting it in the vehicle.
Oil pressure.
The parts store.
Did I do Frank Duran?
You did it right.
You're sure?
I know you
Absolutely.
did. You said he's the nicest guy, and I was offended.
That's right. I did the
I'm still
evaluation.
recovering. I'm feeling better now about myself.
You're right. Thank you. Thank you, Al.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dan.
Thanks.
And you gotta watch it too when you said, hey, when you said food and you said liquor.
All right,
Jeff
so
said, if she's good looking.
What did they say? Liquor.
That's how you keep her.
Poker in the front, liquor in the rear. No.
So you're into that thing, huh?
That's the end of the family portion.
It's like the vegans the other day had a Facebook thing up.
Thank God we don't have anybody with from the finer
There
section
was some
here.
vegan thing the other day that had a post out there that said, you know, you're eating hot dogs, you're basically eating assholes. This is one of the millennials posted back. You know, you're talking to an entire generation that prides themselves.
This is how we differentiate ourselves.
A friend of mine had a post about
Oh my God, we're gonna have no time.
Notre Dame burning down. They said, I sure hope the hut.
All right, listen, 303-713, I'm not even going to say it, 303 Martino. We've got every line open. Suzanne, get everybody down. I want to help them. Basically, with Bruce, I'm going to have Tom, you're going to talk to him off air. But he thinks that
Groove Subaru screwed up his car. So, Deputy Dan, I want you to call up Groove, and that's going to be the follow-up on that. Now, Dylan, I already know what you want. Where, how to sell your car. Blinker.com. I'm not even going to pick up the line. Go to Blinker.com, download the app, you take a picture of the license plate, it'll give you a suggested way to sell it, put it up there, and the reason Blinker is different than any other place is they do the financing. They make someone that owes money on their vehicle, they give them the ability not to have to trade it into a dealer, but sell it over the internet. They'll take care of all the paperwork. It is safe as hell. Guys, I want real screaming deals for people in their cars. Jeff, I'm going to go to you first. Jeff Vick, Kimmer Transmission.
Well, since we were talking about heat earlier, and people are doing things like driving their RVs up to Central City for the weekend and whatnot, you're going to be developing heat out there. So I'm going to offer for 5 people.
Five only.
With the installation, we'll put in the cooler itself. The cooler itself will be free with paid installation.
Oh, wow.
For 5 people on your truck or your RV or whatever the case may be, they can reach us. Just go to transmissionsdenver.com. There's a contact us link there. Put Martino and cooler.
So what would the cheapest be, you think?
Yeah, the cheapest, they'd probably be walking out of there for about $175.
And they've got a transmission cooler.
You got it.
Folks at the dealership, that could easily be $1,000, and I'm not kidding. Okay, let's go to Tom with Advanced Transmission.
Hey, guys.
Tom, you've got 2 locations, Lakewood and Arvada.
Yes, got one on south of Belmar and Lakewood, and got one at 44th and Wadsworth and Wheat Ridge, the Arvada area. So,
this is your first screaming deal with us. Make it good.
Yep. So what we're going to do is for one customer at Lakewood and one customer at Wheat Ridge, we're going to do $500 off an in-house transmission rebuild. So if we do the rebuild in-house and do the R&R, we will do $500 off. Call Gary at our Lakewood location, or call Scott at our Wheat Ridge location and reference the Tom Martino Show, and then we'll honor that.
Yeah, if you don't reference it, you're not going to get that off. Al Aramis, Pro Auto Care, 2 locations, Littleton. Oh, real quick, Jeff, your location is Arapahoe. I've been there numerous times.
6830 South Jordan Road.
Yeah, but it's
a block and a half south of Arapahoe.
Yeah, Arapahoe and Parker.
Jordan. I'm about a mile west of Parker Road.
Yeah, but you're right there. Just listen, I'm telling you where you are.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
So heat, you talked about it. Air conditioning. What better thing to do is to do an air conditioner, recharge, and evacuate. But you turn that thing on and it stinks. What do you got to do? Clean the evaporator.
Yeah.
We do a desanitation.
With the whole service.
Yeah. So mind you, that service, air conditioner recharge, evacuate, recharge, the whole deal, plus cleaning and sanitize, normally about $250.
Easily.
5 callers each store. I'm going to do it $169.95. That's $80 off.
Don't call him Dan.
Yeah, Dan.
Dan usually calls on your screaming deals. I've watched him do it.
We love him. We'll take care of Dan. But that's a deal. $169.95. That's what you
Full
would pay
AC.
for a recharge. You're getting also the evaporated sanitized.
And you're going to check for any leaks, make sure the system's operating right.
Full and an inspection on your vehicle if you want us to do it.
So listen, that's not just an inspection. It's a full air conditioning service no matter how you look at it, and you won't have that musky odor as well. Most shops don't do that. 303 Pro Auto, 303proauto.com. And don't forget, call 303 Pro Auto as well to sign up for that tomorrow.
Yeah.
There's probably no spots left, but he will get you in. There's lots of goodies, lots of freebies. It's down by Arapahoe Community College off of Santa Fe, and you can check out his facility. Get to meet Al himself. Man, we've got a lot going on, and we still do. We're going to get everybody's number here. We're going to pick this up where we left off. We're going to kick ass next week. My name's Mark Major, 303 Martino, help at troubleshooter.com. Have a good weekend, everybody.
So what should I tell Groove there, Tom, on that one?
What, Tom?
No, this one.
Well, first off, I should probably call the customer. The customer needs to call the shop to figure out what we actually did on that. If the customer just did an inspect with us, which is possible, and we told them it's not a transmission issue, then it might be the head gasket issue and they screwed it up and there's something deeper in the engine. If it is a transmission CVT